It was officially the final stop on the road to WrestleMania, and a riot might be on our hands based on certain circumstances as we see who punches their ticket to a main event match. Not the main event, but nonetheless, this is the Elimination Chamber, and this is Simply Predicting. Welcome, everybody, once again into the discussion. Let's do this. Hello, everybody, and welcome back here once again to another edition of Simply Predicting. You know what this is, for I'm the Superman, the Superman, the voice of SS for Great Fall Face Professional Wrestling. Damn it. And my name is Noel Foster. Thank you all for tuning in, whether live or on demand. Please like, share, comment, tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, let your thoughts be known in the chat. Chat people that patch. It's as simple as that. Again, you know you can be part of the League. Your opinions matter too. So get those predictions submitted if you haven't already. They'll be due 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday Eve, not a minute later to the countdown BS in Saudi Arabia. Shout out to the 27. Of course, I'll acknowledge a bunch of predictions throughout the forum, of course. And you, of course, will find the forum on NoDQ social media, my social medias, in the YouTube community tab of my YouTube channel, and of course the comment section after each of these streams conclude. Let's go around the horn and introduce, of course, our illustrious panel as you come to see the regulars now, or you will soon know who they are. And before we get into the discussion, first and foremost, it's always great to have what happened to Dominguez. Emmanuel, good to see you. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay. I mean, this pay-per-view has been an interesting build, per se. Like, it's not the best Chamber pay-per-view lineup of all time, but it's there. It's not the worst. It's not the best. This is what kind of in the middle. Right now, creative is trying to figure things out. I think they should be doing some firings, like Bruce Pritchard and other people, in my opinion. That's true. Like, he's in the 60s. Like he pitched the idea of an announcer being Gunther. If you have that idea, you should be gone. There's no way Pat McAfee should win against Gunther. Like, no offense. That would be the most disrespectful thing you could do for the longest IC champion and world champion.
Fair enough. But nonetheless, I appreciate your subtle hype and subtle outtake on the WWE in general, as always. And of course, all opinions here are encouraged, embraced, celebrated, engaged, entertained. And you think that's a hot take? Listen, you ain't heard nothing yet, because of course I have with me my color analyst in all things WWE when he's not working hard all the time in and out of the studio screens. The renegade of wrestling, JJ Williams. JJ, how are you this fine evening? How you feeling about Saturday, Elimination Chamber?
I'm doing well. I have been anxiously anticipating this all week.
Really?
Because while on the surface, a lot of this stuff seems predictable. Thank you. While on the surface, a lot of this seems predictable. I do have some interesting takes that might make people question how predictable some of this may be. And if you want to know what those takes are, stay tuned.
Buckle up, folks, because if you know Simply Predicting, you know this forum truly is the moderated madness that I endure of wrestling, fantasy booking, and predictions. Of course, I host these prediction leagues and encourage this moderated community. There's a reason why I went from participant to moderator, and I have no regrets 160 plus episodes later, although my blood pressure might. And again, if you want to learn more about us, follow SR Studios today, SR Studios 2024 on the X. First and foremost, that is the brainchild of our entire operation. But without further ado, before we get into things, I will say this. It's the last stop on the road to WrestleMania. Something big has to go down. It's Chicago. It's the Windy City. They're going to be a hell of a hot, proactive crowd. They're either going to boycott the show, or they're going to worship the ground CM Punk and AJ Lee walks on. Well, they're going to try to do that in general. Or they're going to be like, this was awesome, and not tirade Triple H with the chants after the show, as we usually know that they do. But I think without further ado, Simply Predicting community, panelists, professional wrestling fans, sports team enthusiasts, and WWE casual, hardcores, new goers, and on-goers too. let's get right into it. Again, folks, this is simply predicting for WWE Elimination Chamber taking place in Chicago. It is this Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively in the States on the ESPN app. And of course, we'll have our own little countdown and kickoff and pre-show about 30 minutes before, if not an hour before. And of course, I never mind those. I'm always at lifetime. And of course, you are international, like our friends in Canada, eh? You, of course, get it on Netflix International, you lucky son of a guns, for a far cheaper price. And again, folks,
I have to cut you off right there because I just thought about it. You
what?
never do the pre-shows. But Walter and I are going to be in Vegas for Mania. You're going to be doing all the pre-shows.
Damn it!
So buckle up, Buttercup, and I hope you have your Cheez-Its with you.
Bloody freaking hell. I don't get paid enough for this mentally more than anything else. All right, fine. Things I do for friends. But nonetheless, that's April. This is February as we approach March, where madness is sure to ensue beyond the basketball court. And again, folks, get your predictions in. So, note, by the way, if you're part of the GCW League, those predictions are also due 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday night. As, of course, we have a double feature this weekend across Friday and Saturday. Please follow GCW Collective and our independent watch-along teams during those watch-alongs as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Folks, we only got 4 matches. I kid you not. 4 matches. This seems to be the new norm this year. I guess it's like the new thing now with the Royal Rumble and how long these gimmick matches are. Both the men and the women have one. You got filler. You got advertisement galore. Advertisement palooza in America, not WrestleShalooza. But nonetheless, we got 2 championship matches and 2 matches with championship implications. And we are going to kick things off with the best in the work. Unless the Prince don't miss. Because the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line as Chicago's own CM Punk defends the gold against Judgment Day's Finn Bálor for the 2nd time. So, of course, we know in Belfast Island, CM Punk isn't losing. You're not going to ruin this main event. We, of course, know in Belfast Island, CM Punk was successfully able to retain the championship against Finn Bálor in a hard-fought match about a hatred versus about that could be mid. You know you're not going to ruin this match. And, of course, he's questioned Finn Bálor's integrity of the man he once was versus the man he is now, because of the fact that Judgment Day has held him down. Do you really think they're going to compromise the main event of WrestleMania because of Finn Bálor? Get a fucking life. That being said, CM Punk is challenging Finn Bálor to prove exactly how good he was, and can he still be just as better, if not even greater than before. So, because he wanted to get a pound of flesh due to a post-match attack, we now have this match made. You know this match is not going to be altered, folks. Just saying. But nonetheless, we have CM Punk versus Finn Bálor 2 at the Chamber in Chicago, where, of course, the winner of this match will, of course, face the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. This match is not going to change. We did see CM Punk call out Finn Bálor just a couple weeks ago when JD and Dom were going to double team him, and Finn denied it. We also saw this past Monday night, Finn told Dom to grow the F up. How many times have we said Judgment Day is coming for the Judgment Day, or Judgment Day needs to die, if not in the same sentence? Is this the first domino to finally be the end of the Judgment Day as we know it? Or will everything still be fine? Will they play W2K26 with Triple H on every cover and CM Punk also, and Roman Reigns could simulate, of course, in that video game, because this match isn't going to change. Let's go around the horn and give one's thoughts towards this World Championship match and believe, and see if you all believe there will be a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Injuries be damned. Boy, have injuries altered the entire WWE landscape or what, especially for WrestleMania. Now, for those that don't know, here at City Predicting, the forum, of course, is usually one person has a dissertation, the others agree or disagree. Due to the size of the card and the size of the panel, everyone will get to say their piece. I usually, of course, pick who goes first, because usually I don't go first myself. But I am going to say, I'm going to go first here because, simply put, the only way that CM Punk is losing this championship is if CM Punk gets injured. CM Punk's retaining. Now let's go around and see what everyone else has to say in addition to that as we get closer and closer to this, the main event of this year's WrestleMania. Hi, JJ. JJ, what's your thoughts on Finn Bálor's second chance for the WWE Heavyweight Championship in less than a month, and possibly his last one for quite a foreseeable future, due to the injury bug that has clearly ruined so many people in WrestleMania plans? Chicago, do we have a jinx on our hands, or is CM Punk the one guy that can avoid being part of that effect? So far, he's been good, but he's been a fine champion. Your body takes a toll. Then again, when you're constantly keeping your body mentally and physically in peak shape, it might be for your betterment. And Finn Balor, of course, last time he won a championship, he got injured and had to vacate it the following day. Just saying. And it was a world championship nonetheless. So, Jaden, what do you got to say regarding the World Heavyweight Championship? CM Punk, Finn Balor. Go ahead.
Okay. You know, you present a very valid case. You know, as far as nothing is going to change this. You know, this is pretty much set in stone.
Yes.
Stat Boy isn't here, but can I ask you a question, sir?
Of course.
What happened last year in the women's title picture on the road to WrestleMania?
Monday Night Raw, Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley.
Out of nowhere, right? Everyone swore Mommy was going in as champion, and she lost it out of nowhere.
Correct.
Why can't that happen here?
With all due respect to Rhea Ripley, who's the female superstar, Roman Reigns is the superstar in WWE.
And there's a huge Finn contingent online that is beyond pissed that he hasn't gotten another opportunity since that first ever Universal title win.
Correct.
So I'm just throwing it out here now. I'm rocking the t-shirt.
I'm about to say.
I think my pick is obvious. And notice, this is a Bullet Club inspired knock Punk shirt. Like,
Hey-o.
So I could be going for either one here. Because who was the original leader of the Bullet Club?
Prince Devitt.
So, but I just want to throw that out there because nobody thought Mommy was losing the title going into Mania. And she did.
Yes.
There's no reason why, and we know how much WWE loves their multi-man matches. Got to get everybody on the card, right?
Yes.
What if Finn actually wins here? Roman's already punched his ticket to Mania by winning the Rumble.
Correct.
So then it's Finn versus Roman. That's not going to sell. But Punk, in theory, would get a rematch. He inserts himself. Now it's a triple-threaded Mania.
Triple Threat Mania running wild again.
You know, instead of Seth versus Punk versus Roman like it was last year, now it's Roman versus Punk versus Finn.
Same formula, same building.
It's an interesting dynamic, and it's something that should be heavily considered, because as cut and dry as this looks, that could be all the reason why WWE does this, is because it looks so cut and dry. Now, with that, I end my turn.
What are you doing? Oh no, he didn't do it again.
I play this card face down.
Folks, if you don't know what that means, just know this. I am a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but stay tuned for something more wilder than any card in Yu-Gi-Oh deck existence. And shout out to Dave Shepler, of course, who's part of Tino Tequila and the league, saying this match is all about Finn and JD. Will Finn's turn come here on Raw after Dom's title match? Well, the thing is, we don't know when Dom's going to defend his freaking title against Penta Silvio, who's number one contender, might I add, for the Intercontinental Championship, and Dom hasn't defended that title since he's returned from injury. If anything happens before Dominic Mysterio loses the Intercontinental Championship, it has to be a turn with the Judgment Day with one of these three men, I would think. But does it happen in Chicago, and does it happen during or post, or do they further tease that no, in March you have nothing except build time, and boy, do you effing need it, build time to WrestleMania, where you're going to continue building CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Just saying. But it's still interesting thought, Dave. But I don't think no turn happens here, but I do think Finn's further downfall as a Judgment Day member, if not an equal, continues to happen through Chicago through this match. Maybe he figures out who he is once again without company. Who knows? That'd probably be too sweet. That being said, before I give it to Emmanuel, shout out again to the 2070 that's putting your predictions. Cool, not limited to our own Big Baller, Big G, Stat Boy Mike, who you actually mentioned. The Rocket David Diaz, you. The Uthman, Arlene Dominguez. Oh, good grief. I can only imagine when I look at the data after the show, because I never look at actual picks. I just look at the names, part of the pool, whether or not these two agree or disagree on everything or anything. Imagine if these both had the same exact predictions. And I will, of course, disclose that when me and Gino do predictions post morning on Sunday, 2 p.m. Standard Time live, folks. Stay tuned for more on that. Jerry Slaughter, Dave Scheffler, the chat, our Canadian friend Ash, DJ Witty, Big underscore space, best name ever, Steve O, and even Dwayne Atkinson, amongst others. Okay, that being said, from one Dominguez to another, the one on screen. Emmanuel, is it unanimous with CM Punk winning? Because you're not going to fuck this up, considering it's the only selling point right now for WrestleMania. Or could they throw us a curveball more twisted than a wild shot during a Chicago Bulls game, not by Michael Jordan, your main player, and Finn Balor walks out with the title? Before I give it to you, I will say this. Whether or not he's trolling me, or someone's trolling, or someone's drunk, or someone's not watching WWE, or someone wants to see somebody else hold the go beside CM Punk, it is not unanimous, folks. 93% went with CM Punk. 2 people went with Finn Balor. I question your decision-making, folks. That being said, Emmanuel, are you one of them? What's your pick?
No, I'm not one. Like, shame on you calling me a Finn Balor picker. But I did not. But no, I think it's pretty much unanimous. This is CM Punk's win. I mean, like, yes, it's a great thought for Finn to get the win and get the title that he never lost in the first place. But at the same time, like, is it really necessary? I don't think it's really necessary because Finn doesn't add anything to the match. The story itself is just CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and you can't hype this match more up than it is right now. So Finn will just prolong the Judgment Day per se. I just want the Judgment Day to end by now. Hopefully it's Finn versus Dominic for the IC title in WrestleMania, but that's a breakup in Raw. We probably going to see in the next couple of weeks, because once he fails again, that's when we pull the trigger per se. We're not going to see a breakup. We're not going to see a breakup this Elimination Chamber, but the need reigns for Raw, so most likely they're going to pull the trigger there. So my pick is CM Punk. No reason to add Finn in the match.
Okay, so there you go, folks. Match 1, it's unanimous. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns stands. And we'll leave it at that for now. Simple as that. With a little bit of an optimistic 7% chance of what if, at least according to the poll so far that's put in their predictions. Again, folks, you'll find the link to the forum literally on my YouTube right now in the No DQ predictions video in the comment section. So go fill those predictions out as we speak in case we influence you, or you just want to make sure your predictions are in. Because once we hit 6:30 p.m. Standard Time Saturday night, your predictions are final. Period. All right. Well, that being said, we went from championships to what the show is now about. So let's go ahead and get right inside the Elimination Chamber. And we are going to kick things off with, as the proverb goes, or the etiquette goes, ladies first. Let's talk about the women's Elimination Chamber match. Well, the winner will face Jade Cargill for the undisputed WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And of course, your field is as follows. Tiffany Stratton, Mommy, Rhea Ripley, might I add, still one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but is defending those titles this Friday against the Bougie Bitches, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Alexa Bliss, whether or not her and Charlotte Flair are friends or tag partners, you tell me. Asuka, and Lord knows she has not yet won a WrestleMania, so also that just might be an omen for, repeated history. Kairi Sane, of course, not involved here. Kiana James, okay. Kiana James. What? Anyway, yes, folks, that's not Photoshop. And big mommy cool, Raquel Rodriguez. Kind of interesting dynamic here across this chamber match. Of course, most of these women are no strangers to the Elimination Chamber. And of course, Tiffany Stratton made Tiffy time down under in Australia and Perth when she first arrived inside the Elimination Chamber. Previous, of course, the women's world champion, Mommy Rhea Ripley. I mean, hell, what hasn't she done yet besides freaking win this, ironically? Alexa Bliss, of course, one walking in as champion, left as champion. Asuka, of course, she made it to the end with Shayna Baszler and got choked out. Kiana James, this is her first. And Raquel Rodriguez, she's also a previous participant. Now, here's the fun thing about these matches, folks. Because there are more than 5 participants, you each get 2 picks. Your primary pick worth 2, your secondary worth 1. And keep in mind, the winner of this match is going on to face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania for the WWE Women's World Championship, probably in the curtain jerker. So let's go ahead and see what you believe the future is for the SmackDown Women's World Championship division. We're going to start things off with the guy that invented the Emmanuel card, as I always like to change up the order. So we are going to go with Emmanuel. Except I know JJ is about to play his card and overrule his turn. So go ahead, JJ, because what the fuck are you about to cast on my psyche in this Women's Elimination Chamber match? Your 2 picks. Go ahead. You're muted. Buckle in, folks.
Kudos to JJ to living on with my gimmick, the manual card.
Thanks you for creating that gimmick.
Hey, you know what? I figured if you were going to go to the extent of creating the card, I at least had to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody fool.
So, let me bring the card back up here. So, we're going to start with my number 2 pick.
Oh, okay. Your secondary.
My number 2 pick is the betting odds favorite to win this match.
Dangerous
which,
play.
According to reports, it's Tiffy time.
Okay.
I could see Tiffany taking this and getting, what would this be, match 3 against Jade at Mania?
Correct.
But that's not what I want to see. I don't think that's what any of us want to see. If we're being real about this. Now, there's a lot of people that want Alexa to get this, feel she's justly overdue, much like Finn, we talked about in the first match. And there's a lot of people that want Asuka to get this, but Asuka hasn't won a fucking match at WrestleMania. She's got the reverse Undertaker going, so if she wins the chamber, we all know what's going to happen there. She's just going to keep that losing streak going.
Damn.
So
probably accurate.
That leaves Rhea Ripley. That leaves Kiana James. And I turn my card over. My number 1 pick here is Raquel Rodriguez.
What?
Think about this. Okay? We need somebody that can match strength with Jade. The goal was probably Bianca. If we're being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, her finger and her knuckle didn't heal naturally like they wanted it to. She had to have surgery.
Damn.
Not going to happen.
Now with that
She's out of plans for this year's Mania.
That sucks.
WWE isn't going to give Jade a run with the title so that she can have, a longer run than Sasha, which I already think she surpassed Sasha's reigns combined, because bitch couldn't even defend the titles once before she fucking lost them. Jade's at least had 1 successful title defense. Just throwing that out there.
So much history in that.
But I think Raquel is going to take this here because Liv is already going against Stephanie. This gives the opportunity for Judgment Day to have dominance. Both women could end up walking out of Mania with championships. Then that brings into question, well, what happens from there? We just got done talking about the prospective Finn Balor turn. I think the Judgment Day may splinter and break in half.
Guys versus girls.
No, not guys versus girls.
Might as well be.
Finn, Dom, and Liv. Or Finn, JD, and Liv. And then on the other side, you've got Dom, Raquel, and Roxanne. But whatever happens with the splinter, I see Finn and Liv staying together. Because let us not forget about this.
What do we got going on here? Oh, you gotta share
The
something.
3 members of Judgment Day are gonna pick us apart.
I am not copyrighted, so don't worry about it, folks. 3 members of the...
Are gonna pick us apart one by one.
That's right. So we need a plan to fight Judgment Day.
So how about it, sister? Wanna come join us at ringside tonight?
How history repeats.
AJ just retired. This could all come back full circle.
Wouldn't be the first time we've had a retcon.
It wouldn't be a retcon. It would be long-term storytelling.
That freaking phrase that you love so damn much.
I do, but that's exactly what it would be, because how long ago was that? That's when it was just Edge, Priest, and Rhea. How long has Edge been gone?
Adam Copeland's been gone for a while, since he got
Yeah.
concerto.
That's at least 2 years old. At
All right.
least.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
wasn't Edge and Finn, Demon Finn, at Mania 39?
Yes, it was.
And we're going into Mania 42, so excuse me, 3 years old.
Simple math, but nonetheless, botch.
No, I was thinking out loud. That's not a botch.
I still count it because map is map. Continue.
It's Steiner math.
I don't buy into that. I'm a man of logic. And logic and WWE don't exist in the same sentence, but numbers are numbers for a reason. Nonetheless, back to our regular schedule programming. So you're basically calling this WrestleMania basically being the story of more than anything else, the Judgment Day's Judgment Day, with Raquel possibly being a chamber winner and facing that bitch.
Yes, I am.
Okay, bold take. That was definitely not a name on my palate to say. But all right, I appreciate that. And that's another reason why I love Steve Ditting. Always dynamic. Thank you, JJ, as he ends his turn, and that goes back to the bottom of the deck. For those that don't know, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck consists of 50 cards, by the way. If you know, you know. All right, well, that being said, okay, Emmanuel, let's go ahead and see what you have to say regarding that. I will give this detail real quick. I got my wrist bits. Again, wrist bits are superior, as I will be against you in predictions. That being said, let's go ahead and get Emmanuel's thoughts here. Before I give it to Emmanuel, the primary is actually a whopping 52% for Mommy. Rhea Ripley, actually. Tiffany Stratton is at 30% as everyone's primary. And the third, ironically enough, at 12% is Raquel. So, just put this perspective, they're going with the familiar and the statuesque powerhouses of the Elimination Chamber as a primary. Emmanuel, do you follow a similar suit with your primary, and what are your 2 picks for this women's chamber match? Go ahead.
Well, my picks are more than JJ's picks. Put back my card up. Noah.
Fuck you. Why you do this to me?
Yes, the other Emmanuel card. The 100 attack and the 100 defense.
I'm gonna destroy that thing.
Yes. But nevertheless, my picks, like, I agree with JJ. I don't think it's going to be Tiffany Stratton. Like, we don't need Jay versus Tiffany Stratton 3, in my opinion. Mommy will be kind of okay. But what are they going to do with the tag team titles? She's going to wrestle twice and then risk her to get injured, most likely? Or is she going to wrestle in the same night? Twice? Like,
I mean, Seth wrestled in the same weekend twice.
yeah. So that's my question. But my two and then just picks are Alexa Bliss as my secondary pick. And since Jay needs the rub, let's go with Asuka. Asuka as my number one pick. Yeah. I told you there's a reason why I need the Manor card. Those are my two.
You're both dynamic and you're both crazy. Do we not want Asuka to win at WrestleMania? Is that just what we got to have the WWE trope be? Asuka's the woman that just can't win at WrestleMania. Is that what Asuka became since becoming immortal from leaving my NXT? Is that really what we've relegated her to? What
Yes,
the fuck? All right. Well, nonetheless, you guys literally went with four dynamic. Uh-oh.
No, there's more to my logic.
Well, go ahead before I introduce entering the chamber now. The other Dominguez has officially arrived into this. Oh boy. Hello, Arlene. How are you?
Can you hear me?
A little bit.
Oh, no, that's
A little bit of a slight feedback. You might want to mute to make sure we don't have people's ears bleeding.
okay.
I'll mute you for now. Or someone else. It might be Emmanuel, and yep, it was Emmanuel. There we go. I don't know why, but Emmanuel's was like, I think the feedback, maybe because how close you two were. Anyway, Emmanuel, continue.
Maybe, probably. Anyways.
And then fix your audio afterwards before people's ears bleed.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, it's probably we're pretty close right now. But yeah, yeah, you can hear the yeah.
Yeah, you might want to fix that real quick. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Anyways, I was saying that Kiana James getting the victory is not a real shocker. She really needs the rub because a lot of people are discrediting Kiana James right after that. Like, what does he give Julia? And right now, you just gave her a major reason why Kiana James, a reason like why she's there, like, to help Julia out.
All right.
Let's see where Kiana James goes from here. It's kind of iffy right now, but nevertheless, Raquel would be an interesting story, but I don't think that's the interesting pick from JJ. I like that pick, to be honest, but for me, I think Raquel is going to cost Liv in WrestleMania.
Damn.
She, just like in Raw, Liv tried to help Raquel win the title. Raquel's going to help Liv to help the title, and they're both going to get mad at each other for costing each other.
It just sounds like we're just trying to ruin everyone's friendship in the Judgment Day at this point. They all could just go their separate ways, and maybe that is for the better, because Lord knows they don't have jack diddly when it comes to top single stars anymore, practically, unless you're over 40, and that's mostly just men. All right, well, fair enough. Well, that being said, good dynamics here. We got Raquel Rodriguez, Alexa Bliss, Tiffany Stratton, and Asuka. 4 of the 6 names. JJ, I do see your hand. What you got to say real quick?
The only problem I have with Emmanuel, especially, going back and reusing the gimmick on this match, is that Asuka and Alexa are favorites. They're people that you could really see winning this match. That's why I don't feel like using the Emmanuel card and calling those picks outlandish really works here, because they've got huge fan bases. The only thing that I feel more outlandish that could have been done is if he had actually said he thought Kiana James was going to win. That would be an Emmanuel card pick.
To be fair, you played a trap card. He played a monster with 100 attack and defense points, so his monster's justified.
Rhea, Asuka, Alexa, and Tiffany, I feel, are all favorites. And the only reason I don't think Mommy is getting it is because I think the tag titles are being defended at Mania.
They gotta be.
And they're not going to be defended by Nia and Lash.
Hell no.
So it's like they can be part of the match trying to win the belts.
Yeah, multi-team.
But we need Rhea and Io in there defending the titles.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to sell tickets.
They are the team to
Not
watch right
Nia
now.
and Lash. That's not going to sell tickets. At this point, we need to think about what can sell tickets. Knowing Rhea and Io are going to be on the card, as opposed to hoping we can get them on the card, is a huge difference when it comes to marketing and ticket sales.
And Bella's versus Bougie Bitches does not sell tickets versus Bella's versus Rico that reaches out to 2 different generations. I'm just saying. And Rhea, Ripley, and Io Sky were literally the 2 women that people watched last year in WWE, and now they're the team to watch in WWE. You're not going to fuck that up, especially while they're holding the gold. So I definitely agree with JJ's point there. But still, I like the fact that we have 4 dynamic names. But again, I can't say this enough. Kiana fucking James in the chamber, even as a possibility.
Look, we'll get to the men's chamber in a bit, but it's kind of a what the fuck and a look at the future, kind of like Javon Evans. Javon Evans isn't as what the fuck about it.
Hell no.
But he just got called up, and he's in the chamber.
Well, yeah.
Kiana has been on the roster for a cup of coffee, had her injury, but she's in the chamber as kind of that, hey, get a look at what this chick can do. She's actually better than y'all are giving her credit for.
Well, she surprised the hell of us at the Royal Rumble of how long she lasted, so who knows? She might be the last one remaining. But still, Kiana
So that's the only reason I'm justifying her in there. We know she's not going to win.
Hell no.
I'm helping to justify her spot in there. Kind of like how I justify AJ Francis and TNA. Cheese Its Grooves, now available in zesty cheddar ranch flavor.
Stop talking about that flop and ratings kill them Ritz Bits out of Superior Cracker. That being said, moving on. All right, thank you all for your predictions. Okay, now let's make sure we don't have a screeching effect and get Arlene predictions. First, before Arlene speaks on this, hey Arlene, do you think this match is going to change at all? Just simply say yes or no.
No, but if it does, that's the biggest swerve ever.
All right, good woman. Now back to our already scheduled programming. Your 2 picks for the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Who do you got?
I mean, I would wish it would be Asuka, and it should have been against Stephanie. But now that Liv already declared it to be Stephanie, to me it doesn't make sense for Asuka to be facing Jade in this storyline. And I mean, honestly, a lot of people have been rumoring that, Alexa's going to win, and then they're going to attack her. And because she's injured, Charlotte's going to step in. And then,
God.
Yeah, so I feel like if that's the way that WWE is going to go with this, then I feel like this match doesn't matter who wins, because what the outcome for the WrestleMania is not going to be the person that wins it. If that's the direction they're going to go, that if Alexa wins, Charlotte's going to take over. Because it's like, that shouldn't be a thing. I mean, Alexa deserves her moment. She deserves to be in the title picture. Why does Charlotte have to take away that thing so she could become what? I don't know how many time champion now.
15-time champion, and the answer is because she's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that's the way they're gonna go, and in that case, I can see Alexa winning. I hope that's not the case because I feel like Alexa does deserve to be in this match without no shenanigans or anything, and her facing off against Jade. Maybe Charlotte accidentally costs her the match, and that's how a dissension happens. I can see that happening. But honestly, I don't based on what the documentary, The Unreal Season 2, and their way of thinking when it comes to the women's division, they're not thinking very hard. I think they're going to go with their basic Rhea or Tiffany winning this, and we're going to run it back again with Tiffany versus Jade, and I think Tiffany's going to win. And my second pick is going to be basically, Rhea. And the way that Rhea's going to be able to defend both the tag team and the championship is that one is going to be on one night, and then the other one's going to be in the second night, and that's how you can have Rhea Ripley be on both nights.
Oh, good Lord. You're overworking mommy, but all right, fair enough. Look, I'm just going to say this. When it comes to Asuka, all right, JJ has his hand up again, probably because you said Charlotte Flair and that triggered him. What do you got to say real quick, bruv?
I was just going to piggyback on what Arlene said and say, to her point, there's a lot of people also saying that she may edge it and attack Alexa backstage beforehand. And because she's been attacked, take her spot in the chamber. And then we find out after Mania that it was Charlotte that attacked her.
Yeah, well, again, wouldn't be the first time WWE retcon something. Bailey, Becky, Lyra. But anyway, all right. Thank you for that. The last time Asuka and Jade faced off, it was the finals of Queen of the Ring. Somehow Jade won. So there's that history there. Asuka's due for that singles win. Asuka's due for the win at WrestleMania. Kiana James, she exists. Raquel Rodriguez, they're trying to push her as a main singles. Arlene, what is it?
Just because if Asuka by some reason freaking wins it, she better freaking win the WrestleMania. Because how many times has she lost at WrestleMania? And
she's never won.
Lost at WrestleMania? I was there. I forget what night it was against her and Bianca. I had my side. I knew she was losing. I knew it because I knew WWE's not going to be that nice to her. They haven't been nice to her since, she lost the title when Becky Lynch got the freaking... When's the last time she freaking held a title? Tell me. It's been a while.
Sad, Noah?
Why are they giving it to Io? Why? I don't get it. I'm sorry. Asuka deserves to be a champion again. She is capable of it, and for some reason, they're giving Io, Rhea, every chance, but they're just tossing freaking Asuka aside. Like she didn't make a difference into like anything. They made her streak look ridiculous, and I'm afraid that they're gonna do the same thing to Oba. They're gonna make his like whole aura of being able to beat anybody, just like they just threw him over the freaking Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar, and I can't. Unless she's gonna win, get Asuka out of that freaking WrestleMania. Unless you're gonna give her the title and shoot her to the moon. Because otherwise, I cannot witness another freaking WrestleMania loss from Asuka. Sorry for their hands.
No, I mean, that's
sad, Noah.
What's that?
Michael Cole has won more WrestleMania matches than Asuka.
That is accurate, actually. That is accurate. And
Michael Cole is undefeated. Asuka is reverse undefeated. She's lost every match.
Yeah, she is undefeated. To also answer, first off, that was a beautiful, incredible, 110% accurate rant, and I love that, but also tranquilo, mi hermana. Secondly...
No tranquilo. We need more rants like that. That's going to get clipped and uploaded to the Shorts channel.
Of course. Look at you, Mr. Cheap Plug. That being said, I was going to answer also, the last time Asuka held a singles world championship, ironically enough, was WrestleMania 37 when she lost it to the person that came up from NXT to the main roster and beat her for that title in Mommy Rhea Ripley, who was basically the woman to beat by those times at WrestleMania after Charlotte Flair started that 32. But thank you for that, Arlene, and thank you for that, JJ, and Darren, good to see you. Anyway, back to the rest of the chamber. So, yeah, Kiana James, she's there. Asuka and Jade Cargill faced off at Queen of the Ring. Jade Cargill beat Asuka. So, if Asuka does win, there's that rematch at WrestleMania. It could be a first, or it could just be history repeating, and it could be actually making Jade Cargill look somewhat decent as a champion and the championship valuable. Alexa Bliss is long overdue for that big singles moment. I absolutely agree. She hasn't had a singles championship caliber match or moment since she went into 34 and lost it to the fridge. It's also one of those things where Raquel Rodriguez, the last time she was pushed as a serious player was NXT against the Oscar of all people, who she took the NXT Women's Championship from. But it seemed like they're trying to maybe rekindle that this past year with the recent feud she had with Stephanie Valkyrie. So maybe they don't want to just pigeonhole her. They want to try and push her. Maybe they also realize they need more main event players in the women's division, especially. So I really do like the idea of Raquel because I do think it would be a good test for Jade particularly, but also remind us what Raquel is truly capable of. Because Raquel, she should be a force to be reckoned with. But how do you argue against the superstar and the person that carried the SmackDown Women's Division for the better part of 3/4 of last year, including beating the Queen Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania? Leaving Charlotte Flair completely out of the picture, not wanting to see an opportunist spot or another women's triple threat, originality, LOL. How about you try and book a marquee singles match for once in your fucking life? I really think Tiffany Stratton has to be a key player to pick in this. She just came back from injury, and at the end of the day, your 2 stars on the SmackDown Women's roster this past year have been Tiffany Stratton, and Jay's been there, and the other person, Nia Jax, but now she's a tag team. Tiffany's year was literally Jade and Nia, and one Charlotte. And the Charlotte match is probably what more people talk about because it was at WrestleMania she beat the Queen. So we know that Queen can be beaten. It's just one of those things that I don't need to see Charlotte Flair with the championship again, period. But I also think Jade Cargill has not done anything worth of value with the championship since she got on injured Tiffany Stratton. Keyword, injured. Didn't beat her at 100%. Just saying. So I do think Tiffany Stratton makes sense here. That's why she's definitely my primary. As far as the secondary goes, as long as Mommy holds a strap, she doesn't need another strap. She already spearheaded the Raw Women's division without the strap the last calendar damn year. But I want to see opportunity for somebody else to shine. Like Io Sky, who shot the fuck out of us and proved she wasn't an afterthought to anybody that didn't know what she was capable of like I did in Stardom. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say my second is Raquel Rodriguez. Now, whether or not it means the end of the Judgment Day, I could give 2 shits about the Judgment Day act. They're more played out than your longest-running sitcom soap opera or leading faction on some pissant TV show you watch. So, bottom line, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, don't need Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania Championship picture, and Rhea Ripley doesn't need a world championship, in my opinion, right now, while she and Io are spearheading the 878th resurgence of the WWE Women's Tag Team Division that only exists, apparently, in Raw and SmackDown since they, spoiler alert for you folks for NXT. Beep, 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 beep. Broke up Saruka in NXT. So yeah, my picks are Tiffany Stratton and Raquel Rodriguez. The secondary, by the way, was much more dynamic. The secondary actually was Tiffany Stratton, not primary overall, 37%. 25.9% tied was both Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley. So it's definitely been about Tiffany, Rhea, and Raquel, according to the poll I have going on so far. But I like the fact that we mentioned every name here except Kiana James. She's there. Let's see if she breaks down and gives us a moment. Just saying. I did see her, Kiana. What you got to say real quick before we move on to our next match?
So, what's more played out, the Judgment Day or the Elite?
Okay, let's see here.
And you say that nothing of value, Jade has done nothing of value.
Little value.
She's won more matches this year than the Blue Thunder Bomb has.
Yeah,
Moving right along.
You know what? We're just going to leave that alone because at the end of the day, you could talk about any move has won less matches than any competitor, and you would be right. But you could also talk about how many people in WWE alone holding a title that ain't worth jack shit have done more with their championships than Jade Cargill has since she's got hers. And you can take that to the bank. I rest my case, Your Honor. What do you got to say real quick, Emmanuel?
To answer JJ's question, the Elite is more over than the Judgment Day at this point.
Well, the Elite spans companies. The Judgment Day spans a pay-per-view name turned into a faction that got reinvented 4 times and still is not as popular or as relevant as the Bloodline that got turned to the MFTs. And the freaking MFTs are the tag team champions of SmackDown. Oh, yeah, that's right. Those titles still exist, too. But that's a whole different conversation for another day. Either way, the Women's Chamber match at least offers dynamics. But bottom line, it better fucking offer an actual worthwhile champion that makes the title important and the women's division matter again on SmackDown. Unless you do that, who gives a fuck? Good luck to all the women. And Kiana, impress me. Seriously, impress me. Why are you here? Impress me. Okay, well, that was fun. Let's go ahead and move back into regular match contingency and talk about the other match on this card. And since Arlene's here, she already roasted Asuka's main roster existence. But maybe she can line things up or light up her spirits. Because you're going to line it up here talking about the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. AJ Lee's first singles match in over a fucking decade. And it's for a championship. It's Big Time Bex, the man, Becky Lynch, defending the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion against everyone's favorite wrestler's wrestler, AJ Lee. Of course, AJ Lee came back last year during WrestleSaluja. We got a little bit of an idea of what she can still do in the ring, tapping out the man, Becky Lynch, to the Widow's Peak. And here's to repeat itself in one of the most bland Survivor Series War Games matches I've ever seen in existence. That being said, it's been the one long, ongoing story of interest in the Raw Women's Division for a championship, a singles championship, might I add. Ever since Becky Lynch able to take this title from Lyra Valkyria and hold on to it, then again lost it to Maxine, got it back briefly. Maxine and Natty right now might be a bigger program right now, it seems. We'll see what happens, or it could lead to more than meets the eye, considering Becky Lynch was eliminated by Natty at the Royal Rumble, in case you forgot. But the bottom line, it's Chicago's own AJ Lee. So, Arlene, in AJ Lee's first singles match, and I believe her third match since she was signed to WWE, do you have a brand new Women's Intercontinental Champion in Chicago? Or do they ride and does the man once again find a way to escape with the title?
I had picked originally AJ to be the new champion, but I'm going to change my pick because I think WWE is not going to give us what we want right now.
Play the corporate office.
They're going to end up keeping Becky the champion, and they're just going to keep running it back with her Maxine, because apparently that's all they can do right now. There's not like there's other people that Becky can lynch. Meanwhile, when I originally picked AJ Lee, look at all those people that would want to face her. A lot of these wrestlers, like you said, Noah, grew up watching her and idolized her, and the reason that why they became wrestlers. One of the matches that they could easily do is Roxanne versus AJ Lee. Are they going to do that? No, probably not. Not anytime soon, because they're going to keep it on Becky for whatever reason. There's so many people that would probably be willing to face AJ Lee. You have so many new matches that we haven't seen just because AJ Lee's holding the title. And they could lose, and it wouldn't matter because they lost to AJ Lee. But I feel like WWE is going to screw us, and they're probably not going to give AJ her moment till WrestleMania, where there's a bigger crowd. But right now is the time because they're in freaking Chicago.
So you got Becky retaining.
I have Becky retaining, but my pick was originally AJ Lee. But I feel like we're not going to get a happy ending in one of these matches. I just feel like we're not. Because two hometown heroes winning, I don't see it, and I feel like WWE knows like they can't give to both, and I know CM Punk can't lose it. I mean, he can technically, but
he can't lose it. He can't lose it. She says he can't lose it.
I mean, he can, but I mean, like who? I mean, I don't see Finn winning against Roman, but I mean that could be an easy way to get Roman to get the title again, to get someone that could take the pin. So I could see that happening. But right now, I feel like they're not going to pull the trigger. They should, but they're not going to. So yes, I'm going to change my pick to Becky, but my original pick was AJ.
All right, fair enough. I will also say this as a disclaimer for those that are tuning in for the first time and wonder how this prediction leagues work. We are about who leaves with the gold at the end of a championship match. And as you all know, or for those that don't know, because for all we know, there could be a wrestling fan that's like, what's wrestling? Well, a championship match goes like this. The title change hands via pinfall or submission only under standard rules. Count out and disqualification means nothing for the challenger. You may win, but you still leave butt kiss. And sometimes when it comes to the man, Becky Lynch, who is literally on the verge of her own mental breakdown, she might resort to that tactic, honestly. So let's go ahead and see what the rest of the panel thinks. Thank you, Arlene. From one Dominguez to another. Emmanuel, I will say this. It is right now 2-1 in favor of the challenger. 66% pick AJ Lee, while 33% went with Becky Lynch. Much to Arlene's point, though, Emmanuel, we are in Chicago. Chicago, you can fuck them, you can please them, it doesn't matter. That sounded so wrong, but yet so right at the same time. They're always going to react. They're always going to support CM Punk and AJ Lee. Stop me when I'm telling lies, folks. They might as well be the mayor and whatever leader they have there in Chicago. I have no idea what the atmosphere is there. That being said, Emmanuel, do you have a new champion?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have Becky Lynch retain the title. Like, I agree with my sister, but I have my own reasoning with it. The only way AJ Lee wins the IC title if she becomes a full-time roster. You don't want to have your IC championship part-time, because like people have been complaining about Jade's reign. Nobody's talking about Dominic's reign, like how he hasn't defended his title, and then we gotta have enough, maybe more people complain about AJ not defending her title because she's part time. Like she's not gonna be defending the title all the time. So why are why is WWE allowing part timers get gold if they're not gonna stay there for the full process? Because then how do you expect? I get what Orton's saying about everybody wants to face AJ Lee because she's powerful and everything like that, and etc. That's a good reason for storylines, but you have to develop why they hate her as well. You can't expect Roxanne going, "Oh, I hate you, AJ," then never liked you in the first place. That's not true. Like, why do you hate AJ? Why you want the title in the first place? Give us a reason why to care. So, as of right now, if AJ's not going to be committing on a full, like a full-time wrestler, I don't think she deserves to have the title. Will it elevate it? Yes. Is it necessary to postpone the IC Women's Championship? It's not really necessary at this point because it's very new. Like, why do you want a title that new to be in hiatus already, unless you had no directions? And that's what WWE is right now at this point. Because we've only been seeing Maxine versus Becky Lynch, and then Becky Lynch against AJ Lee. That's our match in the last couple of months, 5 months, I think it has been now. So, and Becky is 0-2 against AJ Lee. Remember that. She lost against an tag team match, mixed tag team match in SummerSlam. She lost against AJ Lee and the Elimination Chamber. In the War Games, and then she needs to get there for a win. So that's why I feel like Becky is going to retain her title in this part of the game.
Fair enough, but also to the point of attitudes, behaviors, casting. It's one of those things you can debate till the cows come home, but also it's her first singles match. Does a win truly matter unless you beat the person one-on-one, even under dubious means, even if it's for the first time ever? Again, JJ, it's AJ Lee's third match. It's the first singles match. It's the first championship match. It's Becky and AJ Lee's first ever singles match. We were talking ad nauseum that this was the only story right now for these two, for this title, heading into WrestleMania. It was a WrestleMania marquee match, but we didn't really necessarily thought that it needed the title. It almost sounds like to me they want to push Act 1 because of the home territory and have it move forward in Act 2. You said yourself, though, being the filibuster, and for those that don't know, please follow Casting Studios for all sorts of movie reviews, music outtakes, and so much more, as he is, of course, a mecca of pop culture, much like Ashton Diller, who will start Pop Culture Concepts here pretty soon. Stay tuned. That being said, this feels weird. I get it. It's Chicago. I get it. It's their hometown. I get it. It's AJ Lee's first match. This is also just making it full circle. We're back where this started when AJ came out and punched Becky in the face and held on to her championship. Looked quite nicely with it too, but really right out of the gate? And much to Manuel's point, yes, she has not been full-time, but you know what? She's an attraction. And for all we know, she probably had other obligations. I think she was writing like an anime or something. And since she's been back, she's been consistently speaking every week. Now, truth be told, speaking of wrestling, a whole different conversation, but she's been a presence weekly. Sometimes being a presence is enough to at least bring attention to the title, depending on the person that holds it and what they do with it. Some people don't know how to do that or aren't booked enough to do that correctly. Others, though, are more than capable of doing that. AJ Lee is definitely more than capable enough of doing that. But again, is it the time? JJ, in Chicago, sweet home victory for AJ Lee, or do we continue this forward at WrestleMania with Becky holding the gold? What do you think?
Well, we definitely continue this moving into WrestleMania.
Regardless, I agree about that. Come on.
However, I am going to go against Los Dominguez here. I've got AJ Lee walking out of here with the title.
Oh! All right.
You know, to Emmanuel's point about AJ being part-time, and we don't need another part-time champion. Rumble to Mania is the one time a year you can get away with a part-time champion.
Yep.
Because there's so much going on a weekly basis. The key is does she move past Mania with the title? Which I don't think so, and I'll get to that momentarily because it all plays into my logic here.
You're playing with fire, JJ, with that word.
I hear you, but you also know my booking, and you also know that I book better than what we see on TV. Let me cook here. Go ahead. So we've got AJ Lee in my vision. No, not that vision. That's injury prone and
probably a different word should be used. Premonition.
The revision vision.
Okay, fine.
But in any event, in my vision, so we've got AJ Lee walking out of here with the title. To Arlene's point about needing to defend it going into Mania, and how we'd love to see AJ Lee versus Roxanne Perez for the IC title.
Too soon.
March 16th, Raw's in San Antonio, Texas.
Yep.
Roxanne is from Laredo, Texas.
Yep.
If there's ever a time to do it, that's when you do it.
For those that don't know, by the way, Roxanne's out currently because she's been dealing with injury on her back that has been lingering since the UK tour. God bless her, all the best in her recovery, but she is not out indefinitely.
Exactly, and it could be just the type of thing that with a couple of weeks off, she can be there for that. That's literally 3 weeks from this week. You know, we got the 2nd, we've got the 9th, we've got the 16th.
Correct.
That's more than enough time as long as it's not anything major for her to get back and do that match.
Correct.
You set it up on the 9th show, you execute it on the 16th show. You get your dream match of Roxanne versus AJ Lee. Now, moving forward into Mania, I think all of us here can agree that we're tired of the just Becky AJ story. And we're tired of the Becky Maxine story. But WWE loves their multi-person matches.
Yes.
So at WrestleMania, it is a fatal four-way.
Here we go.
Becky, AJ, Maxine, and the low-key legend, Natty.
He's been waiting to say that all night long.
You goddamn motherfucking right I have. Natty eliminated Becky from the Rumble.
As I said.
Natty attacked Maxine. AJ has been coming out as Maxine's friend. Natty used to train Maxine. You know, freaking Maxine already beat Becky for the title. All four of them play into this big story with each other.
Yep.
Who walks out of Mania? I know who I'd book if I had my way. WWE may or may not agree with me there. But, you know, the last time a Hart was at a WrestleMania in Vegas, that Hart got screwed, and this would be a nice way to kind of pay that back here.
Bonsai.
But yeah, so I've got AJ leaving with the title and just letting her run with it to Mania. Again, AJ on the card, defending the title, sells tickets. Becky on the card, defending the title, ain't sold shit yet. Ticket sales are down. Put the strap on AJ, ticket sales may go up. Throwing it out there.
It's
At the end of the day, we have to remember that this is a business, and I know Noah hates trying to treat it as that and look at it in that way. WWE WrestleMania ticket sales are down. 25% off discounts moved no extra tickets.
Ah,
What is going to start moving tickets? People that can draw are champions going in. That's why Rhea and Io ain't losing those titles. That's why AJ is walking out of here with this belt. Because Lash and Nia ain't selling tickets.
hell no.
Becky ain't selling tickets. Maxine ain't selling tickets. AJ will sell tickets.
Okay, brother, you put a lot out there to really try and push this forward, and I appreciate that.
That
Before I do it-
diatribe brought to you by Little Debbie's Peanut Butter Crunch Bars.
Okay, first off, we are not sponsored. Secondly, good snack.
But if Little Debbie's wants to sponsor us, I won't turn that shit down.
You realize how much we probably have to pay them in royalties? That being said, though, you're really trying to change the outlook of this VIP table. Just saying. Arlene, I did see your hand. What you gotta say real quick?
I was gonna say I don't think it's so much of who is gonna sell tickets, because if that was the case, I think ticket sales could have gone up a little bit more when CM Punk and Roman declared. I think that's gonna be a good match. I think it's just the prices, the ticket prices. I don't think it's so much as people don't want to because of the cards that they have so far. I think it's just because the ticket prices are the same prices that they did the first year. And I think it's because a lot of people's mentality was like, well, when are they ever going to come to Vegas? Some people that have never been to Vegas, like me, I hadn't been to Vegas in years. So I was like, when's the next time it's going to be close by WrestleMania? I'll pay that price. But now that it's back again, I've been checking to see if those ticket prices have gone down, and they haven't. I think it's more once it gets to April and they're forced to lower the ticket prices is when, and I don't even think it has anything to do with the card. I think it's just the ticket prices are insane. No one's going to pay $800 for Blood Nose tickets. I did. I'm serious. I've been checking online. They're way up on the top Blood Nose tickets, and they're wanting for 2 nights $800. I'm like, yes, Jesus. I did it the first time, and mine wasn't even Blood Nose, but I paid that price because I didn't think they were going to go. I'm not going to pay a second time around for the same price, and I'm going to be sitting up even more. No, I think it's more like WWE. They said they've been struggling to sell tickets. Hey, maybe you should lower your ticket prices because you're not being realistic. People said, well, it should have been in New Orleans. I mean, maybe they should have, or realized when they went to Vegas, they might have had sold out if their ticket prices were a little lower. Maybe they would have sold out sooner. But the fact that they're not caving and wanting to keep the same price that you paid last year, you're not being realistic. No one's going to pay that 2 years in a row.
Well, apparently some people will, because according to metrics, they have paid for those seats to only leave those nosebleed seats. People go to this show for a reason, whether or not it's a financially sound reason or a dedicated fan reason, or they're people in business suits that go there for a business reason.
I just think
it's just one of those things.
I just think that those tickets are going to end up selling in April. Once they're it's basically the W has to force their hand in April, because those people that are reselling their tickets are going to have to sell it lower, and people will buy those tickets. I don't think it's so much the card. I think it's just the ticket prices. And once April, and you're still having that ticket that costs you maybe $1,000, you're like, oh, well, I guess whatever money I could get at this point, and then people take advantage of that. So it's it's going to force their hand, because until April and they realize they still having so many tickets, it's going to be like, wow, we have to do something else.
Well, LED lights are a great way to not show that emptiness. JJ, I see your hand. What you gotta say?
I'll let Emmanuel go first, because I'm sure his point is probably going to be quicker than what I'm going to say. So go ahead, Emmanuel.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm about to say, to Arlene's point, I don't think it's because of the match, or because it's only one match. What else do we have that is going to bring people in? We had no clue what the card is yet. So how can you expect one match to be like, oh, that's one match that's gonna sell out both nights? I gotta pay for both nights. That's not what WWE is gonna do. Like right now, it's like a kind of waiting game. But I see my sister's point too. Like the pricing is a little bit like high, and I don't think they're sure run it like Las Vegas 2 years ago, and then come back to Las Vegas because then now it's like you're like forcing people's hands. We want to go see WrestleMania again. We wouldn't mind seeing WrestleMania again, but we have to. Also, he has to also realize about paying. We want to meet the wrestlers too, and we have to pay a certain price to meet those wrestlers as well. There's also other events going in Las Vegas that we're going to see probably that's going to be in the other con. I forget what's the con it's called, but you know what I'm talking. Retrocon. So if you want to see those wrestlers, you have to pay a different price and more money. Like so, you have to give and take. Like he needs to realize maybe we should lower the prices a little bit, and it's okay to financially take a loss, but it's not strippable. Wrestling is supposed to be fun, and the internet wrestling community is also complaining about the prices. It's just it's time for WWE to also acknowledge, hey, we could lower the fans for the long term, like wrestling fans like us, and be reasonable.
All right. Well, thank you for that stockbroker meeting point. Now, unless you're going to say the same thing, are we good? Unless you're going to add a different point.
I am going to add a little bit something different here because we have some different viewers than what we had on Shenanigans. You know, to Arlene's point, the price is a huge factor. I'm not going to dispute that. But to Emmanuel's point, a big reason why people aren't buying tickets is because we don't know what we're buying into. You know, until Raw this past week, that was the only match we knew. Now we know that it'll be Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan as well. They saw a bump in ticket sales when Roman Punk was announced. Not a shit ton, but more people bought tickets. The last 2 years, we were burnt big time. Because first we thought we were going to get Rock Roman at Mania 40, and then we didn't.
Nope.
And then with Cena's heel turn last year, we thought we were going to get Rock at Mania last year, and we got Travis Scott.
Yeah.
We have been led to believe 2 years in a row we were going to get something, only to not get what we thought we were going to get.
Yeah.
People ain't buying shit until they know more of the card.
Exactly.
The card has more to do with it than Arlene is giving it credit for.
Exactly.
Because of the fact that we were burned 2 years in a row.
Well, don't let the past hold you in the present, dictate your future, but also spend your money wisely. Simple as that, and may your dollar actually be worth your value of entertainment. Especially if you're in nosebleed sections for the ambience of the attraction while you're seeing ants down below. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that.
And to Emmanuel's point, there's like 4 different groups of shows running things. There's the GCW Collective WrestleCon, there's Slam Fest, there's the Shooting Star Fest New Initiative, there's another group that I'm forgetting what they're calling it. There's, the FSW Full Tilt crew. There's at least 4 groupings of shows that are running all throughout Vegas that week. It's definitely worth your dollar to go and support smaller promotions instead of worrying about the big dogs in WWE. And speaking about dogs, the creator of Snoopy just popped into the green room. Charles Schultz is here.
All right, Charles, late as ever, man. What the hell you been? Popping out your manhole finally because it's broad daylight? What took you so damn long?
And Arlene has her hand up.
I know it is, thank you. But if this turns into a shenanigan discussion, I'm going to tell you all to shut the fuck up. Now, Charles, what you got to say real quick for your excuse? And then I'll go to Arlene.
Wow. Long day.
Okay.
And Stranglemania is part of the collective. It's not a standalone thing, and it's not its own group of shows. Thank you, though,
Exactly.
City.
Yeah.
If you
appreciate
want to
the city.
dictate the conversation, super chat,
He's
like you
adding
do
a
on the
show.
No DQ review.
Yeah, but he's also just adding a show. To dictate is one thing. To point out something that you think is part of it is another. Arlene, what you gotta say real quick to wrap up this discussion on start broker pricing?
Well, I was just gonna say that the injustice of taking NXT Stand and Deliver off the WrestleMania weekend, that showed people like that was me and my brother's first year going to the NXT Stand and Deliver, and like you mentioned it before, it's like it's our Super Bowl, and it was a chance for NXT superstars to showcase, and to take that away from them, I feel like that's just, and to give them another week, it's like, to me it's like you're taking that away, because it's like I got my friend into NXT, and so like, to me it's like you don't have to go very far to go see NXT, to go when it's in the same town in the same week, to me, I don't know, I just don't think that's fair for the people that are NXT, because I don't feel like they should be a part of that, because your next step is to go to a WrestleMania, and now it's like not even in the WrestleMania weekend, so it's like, I don't know, I don't understand their logic in there. I mean, ultimately they're saying because they want to not take away from other things that are going on, but I mean, I think this is their opportunity to show people what they could do and why they should be called up.
To put a bow on this broken record of dumb decision making and illogical referencing and business decision making, they don't give a fuck. That being said, they got more than enough crap for your walls to be bought into, where you might regret spending that money and you can't return it back to Walmart. But it is what it is when you spend it and you can't get it back. All right, moving on. Back to this. I'm just going to say real quick before I give it to Charles, we can catch up before we get to our main event. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch was a WrestleMania match and moment waiting to happen. I think the moment happens at WrestleMania. I think the win may happen at WrestleMania, but if it's for a four-way, then AJ Lee is going to do the same thing to Becky to protect the feud with Natty and Maxine to keep two fresh fiends and close the book on Becky and AJ. How do you get there, though? You freaking make sure that Becky holds on to the title by hook or by crook. I think AJ Lee's going to trap her in the Widow's Peak again. The referee's not going to be there, or it's going to be bumped. There's going to be a tap out. AJ's not going to be declared the champion, and there's no VAR here, and Becky Lynch leaves with the gold. That's all we got to say about that. AJ Lee, I don't think is going to win the title straight up again in her first singles match in a decade and a year. I just don't see it right now. I don't. Good pop. But again, Mountain Dew.
Charles being here, this diatribe has now been brought to you by Fago.
Well, there you go. And more here, also with thing here, just to put things in perspective. In general, WWE needs to realize just because they can does not mean they should in terms of how they do business. Well, if WWE's not going to change their business sense for 52 plus years, they ain't going to change it now. But thank you for the $5 super chat.
Well,
Appreciate it.
Let's remember, though, that it's not just WWE doing business now. It's WWE / TKO Endeavor.
That's fair.
They are underneath a bigger umbrella now. They have to answer to Masters, where they didn't have to for years.
All right, fair enough. And TKO will advertise WWE into oblivion. Okay. That being said, I'm going to say that Becky Lynch leaves, AJ wins via disqualification. Charles, go ahead and lend your thoughts towards this, and then we'll get your quick picks for the Women's Chamber. And you're not going to say Finn Bálor, even if you're drunk, I'm sure, because there's no way the fuck they're going to change this. But go ahead and lend your thoughts towards the Women's Championship match and your two picks for the Women's Chamber, and say Punk, and then we'll move on to the main event.
Dude, well, as far as this goes, yeah, I expect Becky to retain. She's going into that match at Mania with the belt and losing it there.
Big time entrance. All right.
So
Exactly.
it looks like I'm Godsmack here, and I stand alone.
You do indeed. So good luck, bruv. All right. Once in a while, folks, a wild card prediction or standalone prediction actually works. Actually, Jerry Slaughter, he's one of the very first ones that started that statistic long, long ago.
In a galaxy far, far away when Naboo was under an attack?
Well, maybe so, but I don't watch Star Wars, and I don't give a shit about Star
And
Trek.
JJ.
That being said, Charles, go ahead and give your 2 picks. Real quick. There we go. Perfect. We got the Neguses together. They can fight each other. Charles, go ahead and say your 2 picks real quick for the women's chamber as well.
One being Rhea, Ripley, and the other. Fuck it, I'm throwing a crazy card here. Kiana James. There you go.
There you go, Noah. Someone actually said Kiana James.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're really
say
just
a
asking
name
that question?
Just say a name, and apparently it works, apparently. Okay. Warhawk Ramble 1942, by the way, for that. As business continues as usual, with people pissing me off and overtaking the Twitter thing into its own TED Talk for the last 6 months. I wouldn't expect anything less. Well, that being said, again, we've had a lot of great talk, a lot of fun, a lot of unique conversation, fantasy booking, a little bit of business propositioning, and what should be WrestleMania. Is WrestleMania worth it? Will it be worth it? Will this be altered? The answer is no. But let's go ahead and get right into our main event as we go back inside the chamber for the men's elimination chamber match. To find out who will face Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship. Your field is as follows. The Viper, Randy Orton, stay with me now, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Give that man a bone already. Anyway, the American Nightmare, QB1, Cody Rhodes, your boy Bouncy, Javon Evans. How the hell this guy has just literally just had the rocket strapped to his ass on the main roster scene in less than 2 months is incredible, to say the least. First Camille Case, wow. Trick Williams, and yep, the man with the biggest thumb down record in YouTube history in WWE modern era. Yeet. Main event, Jey Uso, and he still has one half of the Raw World Tag Team Championships. Okay, guys, you know how this goes. 6 men, only one goes on to WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, who basically told the story of the Undisputed WWE Championship for the better half of 2025. Javon Evans, who bounced on the scene, got thrown by Obathemi, not once, but twice, but has been taking a highlight reel every chance he gets. Trick Williams, of course, who's been literally the man as Lemon Pepper Steppers, commanding the stage and at the expense of Sami Zayn. Main event, Jey Uso, who punched his ticket to WrestleMania last year via the Royal Rumble. Can he make the same thing happen through the chamber? LA Knight, who apparently cannot seem to get back on the gravy train towards the World Championship picture for his damn effing life. And, of course, the Viper, Randy Orton, who's looking for his 15th. We talked about 15 earlier, but for certain Queen not even on the card. Looking for his 15th World Championship. So you know how this goes. You each get 2 picks, a primary and a secondary. So let's see who you believe is going to take on Drew McIntyre to achieve broken dreams or have them shattered, maybe with a future shot DDT. Since Charles just joined the fray, we will start with him first and literally go around the board here clockwise. So Charles, you kick things off. Who are your 2 picks for the men's Elimination Chamber match?
First being Randy Orton and the other being Cody Rhodes.
Wow, you went straight to the legacy. Do tell why.
Well, regardless, whoever one of those 2, when I just said that WWE title match in May, it's going to be a multi-person match anyway.
Probably right.
So literally,
there's one multi-person match on WrestleMania for a championship.
Hey, might as well be for the WWE title since Drew loves making enemies, which I expect Drew to be involved in this match, and literally is the reason why Randy wins.
Damn, hot take. Continue.
Well, because considering Sammy didn't capitalize on it last time, but Randy's gonna do it. Not just saying.
All right.
So I'm going with both of them.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, heck, Cody and Randy, talk about, again, what I talked about earlier with King and Queen of the Ring when you weren't here. Freaking Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton defined King of the Ring, where Cody won. So, again, you're not too far-fetched off.
And that's why they're still be fine, too.
All right. Well, that being said, he's opened the ballot to legacy. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton And he also expects some interference. Let's not forget last year, JJ, due to one man's vendetta, he cost somebody who was a first ballot pick to win the Elimination Chamber, and somehow they did still got to WrestleMania and in the main event nonetheless. Truth be told, it wasn't for a championship, but he still was in a WrestleMania main event. So could the same formula happen here regarding the championship? And the whole SmackDown roster is after Drew McIntyre, much to Charles' point. And right now, justifiably so. So, JJ, where do you stand with this? Before you give your 2 picks, I will tell you right now, overwhelmingly in the poll, now at 28, 68% went with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes as the primary. The second runner-up is actually Randy Orton at 18%. Everyone else is less than 5%. Good grief. Go ahead, JJ.
Well, good to know that I'm in that less than 5%. Because my secondary pick is the Viper, Randy Orton.
All right.
My primary pick has got everybody saying L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 people pick LA
feel-
Knight as primary.
I feel like we've talked a lot this past year or so about matches that don't need a title.
Right.
We said Becky and AJ doesn't need the title. But it's looking like it's going to have the title come Mania, regardless of who goes in with the championship.
And according to you, more than just those 2.
Randy and Cody doesn't need the title, though. Now, I don't know how we get here within the confines of this match, but Cody is loopy, RKO out of nowhere. Randy pins Cody to eliminate him from the match.
I like that.
Or even if Randy doesn't get the pin, RKO out of nowhere drops him. Maybe an Uso splash allows Jay to eliminate Cody. Because everybody knows Cody's the biggest threat. He's main evented 3 years in a row now. Cody can take a back seat. Doesn't need a main event this year again.
Bench quarterback 1.
Hey, sometimes the quarterback gets injured. Cody's not hurt. But sometimes you just want to give your backup QB a big game to see how they handle the pressure. That's LA Knight here.
That's fair. Pedro should have did that.
LA Knight is that guy who the fans have been clamoring for years. And for whatever reason, they keep holding him back.
Yeah.
And you can't sit here and tell me, oh, it's an age thing. It's an age thing.
Hell no.
Randy Orton is 45. He'll be 46 by the time we get to Vegas.
The WrestleMania main event's defined by 40 years old plus. Continue.
Exactly. So don't give me this LA Knight is too old thing. 40 is the new 30.
Accurate.
And LA Knight, Eli Drake, Sean Ricker, whatever the fuck you want to call him as, has never had any serious major injuries to him.
Incredibly, no, he hasn't.
So he's still going at his age in peak physical form. He's not Rey Mysterio, who's had 375 surgeries on the same freaking knee.
Damn.
Stop me when I'm telling lies.
No lies detected. I'm sure.
I may be over exaggerating, but stop me when I'm telling lies.
You're not exaggerating because that gun might as well be paper mache.
So that's what I've got here. But I think I could almost see Cody being the first one to be eliminated.
Wow.
Because everyone is going to gain up on him. And it'll look like Randy is trying to help Cody until Randy strikes like the Viper that he is and drops him with that RKO.
I just want to see Cody go like this and just get whacked. All right, fair enough. You also got to keep in mind, folks, the Elimination Chamber starts with 2 people. The rest are locked in pods, released in intervals. And we've also seen all 6 people in the chamber at once before anybody has been eliminated in the past. So don't rule it out if you think Cody, who might start this thing off, might literally, he's not going to get eliminated until one's in there. People have been eliminated before the entire field has been in play, and no one's been eliminated before the entire field has been in play. Anything can happen inside the chamber. Only thing that matters is you pin or submit somebody inside that ring to eliminate them, and you're the last one standing. And you're off to WrestleMania. Simple as that. So, in context. All right. Well, thank you, JJ. All right. Well, Arlene, the secondary is much more dynamic. For secondary, it is Randy Orton. 50% of people picked him as a secondary. For the rest, though, 17% with LA Knight, 10.7% with, respectively, with Cody Rhodes, and Trick Williams, actually, as a secondary. Your boy Bounty was not picked single as a primary, but was also picked as a secondary for about 7%. And then one person, I guess, still likes to yeet, picked Jey Uso. So, Arlene, what do you guys say? What are your 2 picks? Do you yeet or not yeet? Do you believe that he rebuilds a kingdom? Do you want to see LA Knight finally get his gravy train in the main event picture? Or do you see something else happening? Do you whip that trick? Where do you stand in this? Go ahead.
I get to pick whatever I want because I have the theory that this match isn't gonna matter. This match is not gonna matter, and I'll tell you why. Because in Twitter lately, there's been a rumor that's been saying that Brock Lesnar is gonna eliminate one of the people in the chamber, and when that happens, the match is void. Is it not, Noah? If Brock Lesnar attacks one of the people and he inserts himself, is the match still valid or not?
The only way the match is still valid if the match continues and the person that he eliminates is an official participant that is simply said to be eliminated. Case in point, Jade Cargill destroying Naomi. Eliminating her did not throw the match out as the rest of the participants was still in there. If Brock does not, and I mean not, win the chamber or ruin everyone in the chamber, the match still stands no matter how many he eliminates.
Okay. So if Brock Lesnar wins, it's not valid, right?
Correct. And
okay.
What the fuck?
But so this is why I'm not picking LA Knight, because the rumor is he's going to take LA Knight's spot in the chamber. And this is why he says he's going to have an open challenge at WrestleMania, because he's going to get rid of LA Knight. And who better to answer his call is the person that eliminated him from the chamber, LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Damn.
That is why I'm not picking LA Knight. I love my Randy Orton. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a champion. Are they going to give it to him? No. You know who's going to turn their back before anybody? I predict that Cody's going to turn on Randy.
Well then.
He sees the opportunity to pin his mentor, and he's going to take. I can see them playing on the fact that Randy Orton might hesitate. He has that hesitation. No, I can't do that to Cody. Look what he did to Sammy. He's not going to hesitate to do what he did to Sammy to Randy Orton. And let's face facts, Randy Orton, even if you turn him heel in this instance and you get him to be against Cody, no one's gonna boo him because that's my man. And he is the most awesomest heel in the world. And people are still not gonna boo him even when he's a villain. So I predict that Cody is gonna pin Randy Orton. Would it be the first pin? No. But I predict that Cody is gonna turn before Randy Orton does. So that is why my second pick is Cody. My first pick, I'm going to throw up one of the 5%ers up there. I think Trick Williams is going to win the fucking chamber. Excuse my language.
Wow. Okay, whoop that pick. Wow. Arlene went out a complete sub-tangent again. Okay. Well, that being said, she picked Cody Rhodes and Trick Williams. Well, okay. And I think she put another match for WrestleMania, and that might not be an insult. That might be a fact of life. Okay. Thank you, Arlene. Damn. Emmanuel, follow that shit. What are your 2 picks? Good luck.
I go the opposite of Maureen. Yes. My number 2 pick was Trick Williams. Diddy has an opportunity to pull a third trigger. And one some generation superstar is catching fire. He's not in the Raw. And people were saying, whoop that trick.
What?
There was a moment in NXT, a college team was going, whoop that trick. If WWE plays its cards right, you got a superstar in the making. He doesn't need to be heel anymore. How can you be heel if the fans are behind you 100% of the time? Like, WWE has a problem, and that's like if Trick Williams is going to beat the future, he needs to be babyface right away, SAP. And Drew McIntyre versus Trick Williams as Trick being a babyface, like realizing that the fans are still behind him even though he turned heel. That's the storyline to be told. And Drew McIntyre could lose that championship. What a way to make a person, a superstar, mean something. You don't have to wait a couple of years to do so. People have been complaining about how Cody Rhodes still act is still now. They've been sick and tired of Sami Zayn as well. They've been tired of these baby faces. And I'm guaranteed that he reads these things on the internet. This is no coincidence. There's sometimes they steal ideas from us and they claim it as their own. If WWE wants to be if WWE wants to make a difference in the internet wrestling community fans, make them happy, and the casual fans as well, because the casual fans been cheering that too. So why not pull that trigger? But unfortunately, we don't matter. That's why.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we think or what we want. Unfortunately, we gotta see a triple threat match. We gotta see Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre regains the title again. I know, Charles. I know. I'm shaking my head too. Like, I don't want to see that near. Like, I don't agree with this take near. I don't want to see. Yeah. I don't want to see Cody Rhodes be champion, like in winning the chamber as match near. But it's like one of those things. Like if the rumors are true, saying that they want Jacob Fatu inserted in the main event, then what was the point of Cody winning? Like, just insert Jacob Fatu. Like Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes doesn't need the title. That's a WrestleMania match itself. Mm-hmm. Them beefing and them feuding. But is WWE gonna give us that? No, we're gonna have a triple threat. And JJ, what was the reasoning why we're going to have a fatal 4-way match for the IC championship for the women?
Because they love their multi-person matches.
Exactly. So it makes sense. It's the logic. They're gonna put an extra man to take the fall. It's gotta be Cody or Jacob taking the fall for Drew, and Drew McIntyre continues his reign because Drew has been killing it. I don't want him to lose the title right away just to give it to Cody Rhodes. It's up. It's done. It's outplayed. We don't want to see Cody Rhodes as champion anymore. It's time to move on. He needs more of a reason to say, to finish the story. Okay, that's great. He finished the story. Now what? That's what we've been waiting for. Now that he finished the story, now what does he provide as champion? And WWE doesn't see that logic. So until the booking gets smarter and wiser, we gotta get the same crap until they get somebody new.
No, he's QB1 for a reason. There's not many quarterbacks in WWE that could take that moniker. Drew McIntyre might be a close second as they're letting him run with the ball. And we'll see if he scores a touchdown on the biggest weekend of the calendar year for WWE at their Super Bowl. That being said, thank you for that, Emmanuel. You did make my brain think about something else as well when it comes to Jacob Fatu. I know what I mean, but I'll leave that for suspension relief right now. Charles, I did see your can. What you got to say real quick?
Man, you think the triple threat? It's gonna be fair full way. Drew McIntyre keeps it. Drew McIntyre has been making so much enemies around here. That's why I expect Ray and D and Cody be the final two, and Drew is going to do something to screw over Cody. Ray is gonna take advantage and win the damn thing, and Nick Aldis is gonna be like, finally has enough, and be like, all right, fine. This is a fair full way match now, Drew, because you've been screwing over a lot of people. And these three in particular. And Jacob Fatu's included in that.
Well, I mean, it's fair logic.
Drew digs his own grave. He keeps digging his own grave. So they're setting it for a reason.
I really wish WWE is capable of just setting up a key marquee one-on-one match for both their so-called world championships, but it just never seems to be the case anymore, honestly. It just doesn't.
Final thing on that. No one wants to see Cody and Drew one-on-one again.
I do agree about that. I mean,
that's why I play a full-way match. It's the more logical choice here than a one-on-one match.
Well, that's because they booked themselves into a corner. When have I heard that before? All right, fair enough. Might be 4 corners of WrestleMania. Okay, thank you for that, Charles. I mean, to your point, he Claymored Randy Orton after Randy Orton was facing Aleister Black, and Aleister Black got a win on the Viper. LA Knight's been literally feuding with the Vision. The Vision is now Vapor, so that's non-existent, and LA Knight is due for a big break. Cody Rhodes and Drew defined the later half of last freaking year. Jamin Evans, your boy's going to bounce off the top of a pond and hit somebody with the damnedest cutter we've seen probably yet in his young OG career. Trick Williams, the newest guy on the scene. I don't think they're ready to put the new toy out there on WrestleMania to have him lose. And everyone tried the Jey Uso experiment last year, and it fumbled at WrestleMania, honestly. So you don't need that either. He's a tag champion. So, yeah, outside Randy and Cody and LA, it's kind of hard to go against anybody else. You talk about Drew screwing people. What about that interaction with Cody and Sammy? What if Sammy literally takes matters into his own hands? Instead of everyone wanting Cody to go heel, Sammy goes heel again. Sammy right now has had the worst start to the calendar year, in my opinion, and he's nowhere to be found right now anywhere near the WrestleMania marquee or WrestleMania picture. So if Sammy wants to get his own moment out here, he needs to probably do that thing for somebody else. So I wouldn't count on Sami Zayn trying to get involved here either. Drew McIntyre gets involved. He stops him. Cody sees that. He screws Cody. Cody's out of WrestleMania, or so we think. And the Jacob Fatu factor is extremely interesting because I don't think Jacob Fatu has been pinned or submitted by Cody or Drew or anybody of marquee. I guess that solo thing was kind of a thing, but he had help with the MFT, so I don't count that. But Jacob Fatu has not had like a major loss, honestly, for quite a while. So that's a fair tangent. If he's triple threat, it could be the first time he's pinned at WrestleMania, plus he won WrestleMania last year. It's just one of those things, though, that Cody, again, he is QB1, but QB1 doesn't always need to be the guy that holds the ball. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Cody, but you need to change the landscape at the top of your picture being somebody that's not over 40. If you're really going to be for the next generation, you got to take a chance on someone fresh and new. So I think based on everything we said, everything I've seen, everything I've looked at, and Arlene, I think your booking is more logical for the triple threat. I've been saying Fatu, Cody, and Drew since the freaking Royal Rumble when, let's not forget, Drew Claymored Cody out the Royal Rumble. All right. And yes, Warhawk, Cody is a great wrestler. He's a great person. But how many times is Cody the new Cena? Answer that question for me. Is that what we're getting here? Is Cody the new Cena? I'm just saying. I think I got to go with Cody regardless because he is the key player. He is the biggest threat. Why would you not go with him? I got to go with Cody as number one. And I really want to see LA Knight get it, but LA Knight hasn't had nothing right now with Drew McIntyre, to be honest here. So it would just be a wild tangent. Trick Williams, he's probably more liable to beat, this versus LA Knight because he's already confronted Drew. But how do you go against Cody and Orton? Why they're still existing? I got to go with Cody and Orton as my two picks in that order. Manuel, I do see your hand. What you got to say real quick?
After your question, Noah, no, Cody will never be John Cena because John Cena first reign was crapped on right away. That's why Cody was championship first reign was welcome. It's just the second time he really didn't need it as much. Like I said, we need it's not that it's Cody's fault. It's just his story ended. Now that he lost the title, he needs another story to flip the chapter, but there's no chapter. It's the same story.
Yeah, how many books are bestsellers versus in the bargain bin for less than $5?
Yeah, exactly. So we need a new story, a new reasoning why he needs the title.
Yeah, fair enough. Charles, what you got to say real quick before we go to our last bit of a chatting topic here?
I'll say this. Jey Uso is going to get pinned easily in the first couple waves at this point. But he's the man that's not supposed to be in this match. It's supposed to be Bronson Reed, which would have hence why the match managed stuff, but they couldn't. Braun got injured. Yeet.
Yeah,
Right.
I was thinking Bronson Reed was going into the chamber. Tough break for that man. Now missing 2 WrestleManias in a row, and he's out indefinitely due to that bicep tear. Yeesh, good grief. All right,
Vision's cursed.
The Vision is cursed. Danhausen is not the one that cursed it, but clearly the Vision is cursed. Okay, fair enough. Honestly, after that confrontation, if Sammy does not cause Cody or inadvertently cause Cody, I can honestly see Sammy versus Trick being something built for WrestleMania, if not on SmackDown, just to get those two a different program, honestly. It's just one of those things that, Trick, Javon, Jay, why are you here? Trick, you got the biggest reason maybe why you're here to claim a case, and the other two are here just because. Just saying. All right. Well, that being said, there's only one thing left to ask. What's in the box? Like, seriously, what's in the box? Does anyone have an idea what's in the box? I'm not sure if we're talking about what's inside the box, behind the box, on top of the box, the importance of the box. Will the box have Elimination Chamber ramifications? Will the box affect either of the championship matches? Let's go ahead and talk about subtly what's in the box. And here is where Madman Aaron Riff of No DQ tries to get an advantage over all of you. He made a fucking bonus point. Particularly for one thing. Does this box contain or connect to Y2J? Is it Chris Jericho determined or Chris Jericho defined? All you have to do is say yes or no, because I know who I'm dealing with here. I'm sure you guys are going to have a wild tangent beyond a simple 3-letter or 2-letter answer. And what might be a bigger talking point than all the matches at this Saturday's Elimination Chamber? Because we know this isn't changing. What's in the box? Who wants to go first? Arlene raised her hand first. Arlene, you go first.
Just because mine's going to be a short answer, and I don't know how long the other guys are going to have their short answers or long answers. Fair. So I'm just going to say no, it's not Jericho because there's no holes in that box. So whoever, if it's a person inside that box, that person's dead. Just simple logic. If it was a person, they would have holes in that box. The fact that that box doesn't have holes in it, it's not a person.
I still say there's holes on top of it, though. I've seen holes on top of stuff before. I'm just saying. All right, thank you. So we got to know. By the way, majority went with no. It is not related to Chris Jericho. 79% said no. 21% said yes. I think they just want to see the light-up jacket or the list back again. But hey, you go with what you believe is best. Charles, what do you want to say next? Yes or no? What's in the box? Is it Jericho?
I expect it to have something to do with Jericho.
What?
I do.
He's still on the AEW roster page. Do you guys
Who
get
knows?
that?
Who knows anymore?
Bloody hell.
But I expect it to be him. Not him physically, but probably with a light up jacket in there.
All right, fine. I really thought it was going to be unanimous. Damn it, Charles. Okay.
Ah, no.
Someone has to break the freaking order. Gilbert, yes or no? Is it Jericho? What's in the box?
No, and Gilbert's is in the box. That's right. My longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time is going to boost up those WrestleMania tickets, baby. Come on. Gilbert or bust.
Gilbert and a pop. All right.
But to be serious, now that my joke is done. But someone brought a good point. Why does it have to be a guy? Why can't it be a girl in the box?
Okay, first off, this isn't Russia. Secondly, Vince McMahon isn't running the business. It's not a mail order bride. And third, just no. No, like what woman's in a box besides a box in their own head named Tatum Paxley, who's her own mental case? No.
I don't know. I saw that take and like that's not a bad take because like let's see the girls' chamber like we see them like that's a good card, but like what if Kiana James is going to be taken out? Right, and we see a debut of our sorry doctor.
All right.
Hey, I just pitching ideas though. but yeah, like other than that, like no, it's not Jericho. Like Tony Khan is putting him in hiatus, like Ray Phoenix was. So until Tony Khan, releases that, contract up, Jericho can go to WWE. But till then, it's not going to happen.
Bloody hell. Sometimes I really do question Aaron Riff when it comes to desperation of attention or supremacy in predictions. When you put a fucking box as a bonus point that has nothing of whatsoever relevance and value in this simple freaking buffer spot for the Accessibility Participation Award known as the Elimination Chamber. Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, got a little hot there. JJ, humor the box or just go ahead and bring up some Jack in the Box. We can close this shit out. Go ahead and lend your fuss before we finally get off the air. God.
I don't think it's Jericho.
Me neither.
Although, as far as your logic in, he's on the AEW roster page. Mr. Brody Lee is still on the roster page. He's fucking dead.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying. That could be nothing. It could be something.
Something!
Thank you. It took you long enough.
Well, look, he may not have the name, but he always will be something in name and in person and in wrestler. And to Jake Doyle on behalf of Sumo Studios, get well soon.
I don't think it's going to be a Hall of Fame thing because we just did the AJ Styles announcement on Monday.
We got two.
If that hadn't happened, I would have thought maybe it was a Hall of Fame announcement, but they're not going to take that thunder away from AJ so quickly. They're at least going to wait until Raw on Monday, give him a full week. What's getting me is the fact that Pierce and Aldis are going to open it together.
What?
That's what Pierce said on Raw, that Pierce and Aldis will open it together.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's going to be Danhausen. I'm still going with Danhausen.
God.
Because I think that's why both of them are opening it.
What
It's
is
going to
that?
be something crazy, something zany, something kooky. Both of them are going to react like, what the fuck is this?
Doesn't that Pierce's blood pressure be high enough already? And Nick Aldis, zero tolerance for nonsense, be high enough already? I'm just saying.
As far as Arlene's point about whatever it is being dead, there could be holes on the back of the box
I've been
that we
saying
can't
that.
see. To Noah's point, there could be holes on the top. All we see is the front.
Exactly.
To Warhawk Rambo, it could be evil. You know, he's throwing the Danhausen quote out there, but remember, I mentioned on Shenanigans, it could be two people in there. It could be Danhausen and evil.
Yeah, I remember, and you pissed
Very
me
nice, very evil.
off. Oh my god.
And that got Charles to come back on camera.
Because you just raised Charles' ire.
Damn straight he did.
Danhausen would be a letdown to you. I'd think it would be hilarious. We're in Chicago. It's Punk. He's connected to Punk. It makes perfect sense.
It does, and it's WWE. WWE is all about humoring the fans, even if you find the humor way less than hilarious.
It's all about, first of all, wrestling is subjective.
Accurate.
Not everybody likes the same thing the same way.
No.
You know, for every 5.5 hour AEW pay-per-view that Noah likes, I'm yawning through it because it's 5.5 hours and could have been done an hour and a half quicker.
Lightweight.
Or 2.5 hours quicker. You know? Subjective. It's not to say the matches aren't good, but I don't need to sit there for 4.5 hours when I'm used to getting my shit in 2.5 to 3 hours. It's the same reason that I always preferred Mickey's Christmas Carol to any of the other versions. Mickey and the Gang got that shit done in 25 minutes. And you want me to sit here for an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours to watch the same fucking story. Even the Muppets almost took 2 hours when Mickey and the Gang got that shit done in 25 minutes.
Good lord, they've overkilled that story so long.
I'm just saying, like,
all right.
Subjective. Danhausen, to me, would be hilarious. I would pop big time for Danhausen. Unfortunately, I probably will be on the GCW call because I don't have ESPN anymore. So,
Thank you, Tattoo. That's the only reason I'm calling this shit. I ain't paying $30 for this shit. Again, go follow our Mighty Morphin Pink Power Ranger of Wrestling. Stay tuned with me and her do our simple sessions. Appreciate you, Attila.
and I could probably message her and see about using it, but she's probably going to want to watch it. So,
yeah.
There it is. I saw Emmanuel with his hand first, and then Charles keeps popping up on the screen. You're the one running it, but I just wanted to point that out to you.
I do appreciate that, JD, because sometimes when I listen to you, my brain hurts with what you process, because I do think you're brilliant, but I also think sometimes you're ridiculous. That being
but
said,
you know what? We talked a moment ago about WWE needing new people. Hit me up, rowjjwilliams@gmail.com. I would be more than happy to take a job at WWE booking. I could use the money, and you could damn sure use the ideas.
Lord knows they got more than enough producers and bookers that they haven't come up with something original since who knows when that actually pushed tickets. That being said, beyond the content. Emmanuel, what you got to say real quick, and then we'll go to Charles, and then we'll close this thing out.
Yes, 2 quick notes. Like, I got it.
Oh, no.
It's finally beer. Finally comes to the debut. The long-awaited beer. The meme is over. He's coming to Raw. He's finally coming to the Elimination Chamber match. Yes. But all seriousness.
Really?
Do you remember back in the day, 1992, they pitched the idea of a certain egg Survivor Series, and Undertaker was supposed to come out of the egg. So, even like, I don't know why people are getting so invested about this box and being a big surprise. Just it's supposed to be funny. If you're expecting something major, then you're gonna be disappointing yourself. You're gonna be complaining and bitching about it. Don't think of it something serious. Think of it as let's see what it is. If it's something really outlandish, like the anonymous GM coming
Oh,
out,
God.
coming out,
That
then,
laptop brought back to life.
yeah, then you could complain about it. But other than
Do-do-do.
don't complain about who's in the box. Just have fun with it. But it's not the worst debut of all time if Undertaker came out of that egg. But look,
Oh, my God.
Vince McMahon changed his mind about that. But
Right?
but that's the thing. That you never know what's gonna be a good thing, a good debut, versus that bad debut. Shockmaster.
Shockmaster. You literally said the Shockmaster. I mean, if he busts out the front of the box, it could be a new Shockmaster, I suppose. We have lost our fucking minds. It's just someone said Hornswoggle. He said freaking Veer. You got a better chance of Jinder Mahal popping up out of the box than Veer at this point. Veer is lost still in the freaking Montgomery flea market, just waiting to get cast in the commercial so he can sing the damn jingle in a non-plaid beige suit. Oh my gosh. Charles, what do you gotta say real quick? Bloody hell.
Two things. The man was talking about the could be stupid as the Raw Anonymous GM. That's Hornswoggle. So that technically would be right. Hornswoggle will be back.
Oh, God.
That's number one. And number
Fair
two,
enough.
well, that's number one. Number two, if it is Danhausen, he's going straight to SmackDown because who else is on SmackDown they need to do segments with Danhausen?
Oh, God. That's too ridiculous for this
We need
generation.
R-Truth and freaking
No.
Danhausen together.
No.
And also,
No,
Nick
wait, no.
Aldis laughed so many times because of Truth, so he ain't full-blown serious.
Truth has proven that he can break anybody, so I'll give you
Including
that.
Brock Lesnar, more than once.
Oh, JJ, I saw your hand. What you gotta say real quick?
As far as Danhausen going to SmackDown, just because of doing stuff with Truth, I am going to veto that. Because if we have them on the same show, it's going to get old quick.
Exactly.
Better bet would be to keep them separated. I know, Noah. I know, brand split LOL.
Thank you.
But the better bet would be to keep them separated. That way they can interact with each other at PLEs. And now the PLEs are must-see because it's what are the antics of Danhausen and R-Truth going to be this month?
Nobody survives.
You know, we used to have Speed on the X. Let that be like an internet exclusive series, The Adventures of Danhausen and Truth.
I'm just waiting to hear a singer or a celebrity related to a box that I need to know about that could be in the box that could have something to do with promoting the next chamber or the next WrestleMania beyond Saudi Mania. Like, how far does this box go? GMs presenting whatever inside it.
I mean, you mentioned with some sort of tie to a box. I forget who mentioned it on Shenanigans, but somebody brought up the idea. I think it was Nick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Brought up the suggestion of Bad Bunny. And and there was the classic line in Con Air: "Put the bunny back in the box."
Put the bunny back in the box.
Why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box?
That's certainly tall enough to hold him, I suppose.
It's also tall enough to hold Omos.
Well,
who hasn't been seen on WWE proper TV for quite a while.
That's
fair. He's been in Japan, he's been in AAA, but he hasn't been on WWE TV proper.
I'm just ready for this. I'm just ready for this box to be
Likewise, going with the haha. That box is freaking huge. Going with the whole Hornswoggle thing. What if they pull that box and it's Layeska? And Mr. Iguana is coming to Raw or SmackDown.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes.
No. I feel like I'm gonna do a walk-off.
Layeska is gonna be in the video game. They scanned Layeska.
Yes, and I can confirm.
They
scanned Layeska.
They scanned a puppet.
And it's in the entrance for Mr. Iguana. So, yay.
Gosh.
But can Layeska do the Spanish fly in the game? That's what I want to know.
A puppet is not a participant.
Well, you can make puppets into a thing in the game.
Arlene and Emmanuel, did you guys not call a AAA show where Layeska did a Spanish fly?
Yes.
Thank you.
Fuck you both. Oy.
Noah, if they can put Larry the dog as a DM, they can put an iguana in the game. Arlene out.
I'm still saying this with JJ. We still need that multi-puppet match.
Damn right. Layeska versus Demon Nito versus Minnie Monet versus Pepe.
We need that.
And if y'all don't remember who Pepe is, go look up WCW Chavo Guerrero.
Oh my god.
Pre-Lieutenant Loco Chavo.
Orale. So this is really what WWE's become now. We'll just put anything in a fucking video game. Why even create a superstar? You could have a puppet. You could have a freaking pet. You could have a freaking celebrity. You could have a freaking pompous social media jackass. You could have anybody in a WWE ring, apparently. Got it.
But to answer your question, Noah, the only other movie reference I could think of, like on top of my head with the box, is when it's the movie 7, where Brad Pitt, "What's in the box?" And it's just the head of his wife in a box. That's the only box reference.
That's how you reveal Al Snow is in the Hall of Fame, because what else was in the box? It was a head. Al Snow's going to the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame.
What does everybody want?
Hey!
I want to say this real quick to JJ's point.
Which, really quickly, while we're on the Al Snow thing, if you go back and you watch the House of Glory show from Los Angeles, there was a dude in the audience dressed like Al Snow with a mannequin head.
Oh my god!
I thought I was the only one that noticed that. I was watching that.
I was there live. Of course, I saw it.
Oh, you're lucky. Lucky. But I was gonna say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh well, I don't know if they're gonna do Omos as a joke today because Omos was showing on Raw backstage on Monday.
That's true. He was, but that we've already seen him then, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be in the box.
Exactly. That's why I'm just,
Unless the box has no back on it, he just stands inside it pretending like it's actually a full box. Freaking comes out behind. Oh my gosh.
It's Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, 3MB's back.
Will you stop that?
If we see Drew McIntyre in the back, that's when that should be the case.
Oh my gosh.
Noah, my worst dream, my worst possibility coming true. They open the box, it's nothing. Guess who's back? John Cena. Because you can't see him anymore in the PLEs.
All right. This is
Don't worry, he'll be there for the Hall of Fame with Dr. AJ, though. So.
About to say,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, honestly, as far as that goes. Oh, yeah, congratulations again to AJ Styles going to WWE Hall of Fame. We'll talk more about that probably on Shenanigans, folks. Of course, that was announced on Monday night. Raw. Stay tuned for the Shenanigans to follow our coverage of GCW's Chamber, and we talk about what was inside the box and never talk about the box again. May they burn the wood from it. Fucking hell. I cannot believe how much talk a box has gotten out tonight versus wrestling matches. Okay, well, that being said, folks, that's Elimination Chamber. Again, this is not going to change. I bet my house on it. Again,
I'm just saying it may not change, but it could be added to.
It might cost your house.
I never got asked about that. I never got asked about that.
the freaking overkill is all I gotta say. Freaking
I never-
about that. All right.
I never really
Sir.
said something about the chamber in the Raw World title match. Huh.
Oh.
Well, quick.
Go ahead.
I'm going with Finn Balor to win the title even for a short week.
What?
Yes.
Telling you, I don't think it'll be for a week, but we all swore Io wasn't going to win the title, and she did. Triple threat match at Mania, Roman versus Balor versus Punk. I could see it.
I think you all are fucking insane. Okay, that being said,
If it happens, I'm going to expect an apology. If it doesn't happen, whatever, because I said that Punk is probably leaving with the title. I even picked him. But if it does happen, I'm the one that said it.
we'll see. Highly unlikely in all likelihood. 0.01% chance this gets changed. But that being said, folks,
So you're
regardless,
telling me there's a chance?
there's also a chance you get an STD while having safe sex. That being said,
How would you know?
because I once took a sex ed class in junior high, do you really want to go down this road
No, I
of
just thought
logic
I'd mess
against
with
me,
you.
of all people? I didn't
No.
think so. Anyway, that being said, folks, this isn't changing, but again, that is the Elimination Chamber. So what are your predictions? Who does get on the marquee to carry Jade Cargill and to challenge Drew McIntyre? Is this Finn Balor's last chance at the World Championship for a duration? Is this his Judgment Day as part of the Judgment Day? And does AJ Lee win her first title back after 11 years of not being part of the WWE? We'd love to know your thoughts towards the chamber, the Elimination Chamber, and the box down below in the comments section as the chat also as we conclude. And we thank you all for tuning in to this wild, offhand, as per usual discussion here on Cinema Dating. Just some comments here real quick for some people. Stepway approved. Yeah, I wonder who said that. 8 out of 10. Let's freaking go. The box is appointed to announce the draft. Oh, someone was freaking like me. The box are probably underwhelming. The box has Mr. Iguana. Who said that? Do I go watch this in person or Saturday to be continued? Let's freaking go. Danhausen. Freaking Danhausen. Bloody hell. But again, folks, that's Elimination Chamber. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get the fuck out of here and chill and then go to bed before I have to cover this crazy shit. Again, folks, you got till 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday. That is Saturday. This Saturday. To make the final.
Saturday.
The freaking Rebecca, Dave Scott didn't sing a song about Saturday, thankfully. She sang a song about Friday, and it's Friday here on the East Coast. I am not singing that shit. Not copyright. Let's go around the horn and get the fuck out of here. Charles, you're right late, but it's always a pleasure. Glad you're here. We got to get your plug grab today at some point here in the near future. Go ahead and tell people can find you as always.
You can follow me on Twitter at TutalGrano. And I'm going to find this now. Well, if I was thinking there's probably Joe Hendry in that box.
You fucking son of a bitch! Had to say it.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
He had to get it. He had. Someone had to get it. It's a fucking running.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He will probably appear out of that box. It's not the craziest thing Joe Hendry has done. Come on.
It's not, but he's the NXT champion. He's got to do it for he starts at Vengeance, whatever the fuck that is. Thank you, Charles. Every time. You always expect someone running that gimmick at the end, this time before I freaking sign off. Son of a bitch. Thanks, Charles. Dominguez says, you're always a chaotic duo, but we appreciate you both. Good luck to both your predictions where you face each other, work together, or always rival one another. Let's go ahead and plug and promote both of you, as always. And to Randy Orton's biggest fan, first and foremost, Arlene, a pleasure once more. See you for WrestleMania. Where can the people connect with you? And good luck in your education pursuits.
You can find me on Instagram, Arlene Dominguez, on Twitter, ADM73244. Breaking news. I will only be participating this year in the WWE predictions. I will be participating on NXT, but I will not be filling the form. I would not like to talk about what happened last year. How I changed my pick from Kendall Gray. My brother can testify how raged and mad I was when she won the freaking. I don't even want to talk about it. And because I was so worried about points, I would have been perfect. And I probably would have been a second time NXT prediction champion. But because I was so afraid of being behind on points, I changed 2 of my picks and it cost me 4th place. And 4th place is not that bad, you know? But at the end of the day, what does Noah say? Protect your mentality. So I figure that my picks are always the right picks. And if anyone wants to follow me when I do come on predictions on NXT, because I was the queen, and when people said, who would have picked Kendall Gray? I had picked Kendall Gray. I had picked Kendall Gray.
Oh.
I changed my pick because of points.
Oh.
Devastated me so bad. May you testify. I threw my computer on the floor.
Oh my.
Because I
Damn.
would have been perfect, Noah. I would have been 2nd year champion in the row. But
So that's why you were that's why you were like 2 or 3 points short. I was wondering what happened.
because I would have been tied for first. I was okay with that. I changed my pick from freaking Amos. I mean, what's his name? Oba. I had changed my pick from Oba. I knew he was winning, but I changed it because points wise, I didn't want to be far behind on points. Same thing for Kendall Gray. I would have probably got extra points if I got for Kendall Gray. Because I was the only one that would have done it. Run it back and watch that freaking prediction. I was the only one that said Kendall Gray's gonna win it. And my mentality, I'm not gonna participate in that anymore because I was so worried on points that I would do this again. I was not gonna do this again. So I will participate, but I will not be submitting my form.
Okay, so you're just gonna be an observer.
Exactly. So if you guys want to
versus
know my
actually
picks,
predicting.
the right picks, and be a champion, follow me when I do my NXT. But I will not participate to protect my mental thing because I do not want to crash out like I did last year.
Well, considering you had 31 points tied with Emmanuel last year, and the winner had 33, if those 2 matches you would have picked correctly were correct, and 2-1 add 3 to 31, yes, you would have been the winner. But I respect your decision. I also respect you supporting wrestling still. And at the end of the day, do this for fun, but also protect your mentality. Don't take it too seriously because it's not like you're winning any money. But that being said, yes, folks, just in conjunction with what she said, I will be once again hosting and, of course, moderating with Sleep Predicting NXT once again this year for the NXT League. Stay tuned for the first event.
But you don't understand, Noah. I could have been rubbing it in JJ's face again of how I was
why he's
2
smiling.
times. 2
That's why
times
he's
in 2
smiling.
years. My first 2 years participating in the freaking predictions league and winning it, not knowing what I was doing. It's like they take they listen to me because I'm out. Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night,
And
Arlene.
now
Get
you
some
can't,
rest.
Arlene.
Have a good night. Get some rest. Drink some water. We'll see you for NXT Sleep Predicting. Well, JJ, with that, damn, that's harsh, bro. Yeah, what was JJ?
She knows it's all in love.
Wow. I've
Because
never.
she's still there.
Well,
She just went off the
waiting-
camera.
She probably was
I'm here.
See?
But you know what? I still beat JJ, so that's all that matters. And it says NXT, so I don't do it.
That is also accurate.
In all fairness, while the first year I can't defend, last year was a shit year for me on a lot of fronts. So being able to beat me last year ain't saying much.
It's true. About to say.
I was not in the best mental state last year.
Yeah, again, it's a new year, and we're all in a better state, so it's all good. And yeah, he had 26 points. He did rather well, and this could be his year. He's already leading the GCW league, so we'll see if his luck continues across others. That being said, JJ, let's go to you next. Go ahead and, well, actually, I take that back to Arlene for me off. From one Dominguez to another, John Cena, go ahead and talk about Randy Orton and plug your stuff, because you're on YouTube. Good Lord.
Yeah, you can follow.
Echo Chamber.
It's got Arlene's on mute. There we go. There we go.
Okay. What? What happening here?
she just switched, so she came back to the living room. Anyways,
Okay, fair
you
enough.
can
Go
follow
ahead.
me.
Oh my gosh.
You can follow me at Emmanuel Dominguez at Facebook, EDM7224 at Instagram. You can follow my channel, Interactive Games and Movies. I'm sorry I haven't been posting that much, but I've been looking for new work because my current work is not calling me enough. And I'm like, screw this. I'm trying to get more hours. And that way I can be financially stabilized and not worry about bills. So until then, I mean, like, I can still upload when I can. But my priorities is right now is just at work, trying to find work. Until I do find work, then I'll stop worrying about it, and then I could start posting again as much as I can. But until then, that's my main priority right now. So
Good man.
hopefully, yeah. So hopefully I get back to it as soon as possible. But other than that, like it is what it is. You change, you pick certain picks, and you regret later that you should stick with your original pick. Like Noah not thinking Ariana Grace is gonna win that knockout championship.
Look, you again, JJ, myself, and Emmanuel were right.
That was Noah's face when it happened.
Yes.
Yes.
Let a God restore the prestige of the Knockout World Championship!
There he goes.
But yes, that's Noah says protect your mentality. Do not have breakdowns like Noah at times, questioning the logic of certain booking decisions. It's all about having fun and laugh and learn from it.
The problem is, wrestling bookers don't learn from their fucking mistakes. They're doomed to repeat them, and they repeat them ongoing. Anyway, thank you, Emmanuel. Okay, and that being said, JJ, always a pleasure. Appreciate you, bruv. I may not see you Saturday during the watch along for this, but I know we will see you following that because there is other business. Let's go ahead and talk about what's ahead and talk about what's ahead for your YouTube channel as well. Promote you. Go for it.
You can find me on X at ROWJJ Williams and Casa D18 Studio. YouTube Casa D18 Studios. YouTube has an S at the end. X does not. Instagram is the Renegade JJ Williams. Of course, you saw it flash along the top here. Follow the Simply Reliable Studios at SR Studios 2024. Make sure you go back in the archives on all the channels. Check out the interview we did with Rachel Leigh.
The Princess of Perfection.
And the interview that we did with Brittany Blake. Both those are in the archives on the Rage of Wrestling channel, the Casa D18 Studios channel, the N. Foster 1916 channel, and the J. Hebert Side 95 channel. This Saturday, we will be joined by longtime friend of myself and Jeff motherfucking Meacham, Heather Lynn. Heather Lynn is the Poder Mania ring announcer.
Nice.
She also is a former valet of the Raw general manager when he carried the 10 pounds of gold, the scrap iron Adam Pearce. She was a member of the Family Stone, which he was also a card-carrying member of. And then, going forward, March 7th, the Witchy Woman, Kaya McKenna, will be on Shenanigans. March 21st, Jocelyn Navarro will be on Shenanigans. March 28th, La Leona, Alejandra Quintanilla will be on the Shenanigans. April 4th, everyone's BFF, Izzy Moreno, will be on the Shenanigans. April 11th, the Poder Mania promoter, Ed, will be back. And I am in the process of ironing out the details. It will probably be a mid-week interview, sir, based on this person's schedule, so I hope you'll be able to participate. But once we get the date ironed out, that announcement will be posted on the social medias. Of course, that'll be on the SR Studios 2024 X. So make sure you're following that account because that announcement could be coming over the course of the weekend.
And unlike Veer, it actually is one you can trust and one that will deliver. And don't believe in chase you. All right.
Well,
thank
I
you
mean,
for...
that just depends. I don't want to downplay any of our guests, but that depends on what you think of independent wrestling. You know, we're not getting super huge guests from AEW, TNA, WWE, like some of the other YouTube sites in the space do. We're getting independent wrestlers. We're
I love
getting
that.
female independent wrestlers.
I love that even more.
So again, don't want to downplay her importance or what she is, you know, doing. She will be on the Poder Mania card. As you can see, everybody that we've been announcing is on the Poder Mania card. But I don't want to put a tag like, unlike the box, it won't disappoint, because if people are expecting a huge name, I can tell you it's probably not going to be somebody on that level.
So I just want to put this out there. I'm not talking about the name. I'm talking about the trust into the fans to provide what you said. An announcement of a person that is coming at a date, not stuck at a flea market.
Yeah, this isn't a Veer is coming promotion where Veer is coming for months on end, finally shows up and is released like 3 weeks later.
And again, folks, you see the Poder Mania card. This is an all-women showcase of professional wrestling. Damn it, you have so many different backgrounds, internationalities, attributes, experience levels, and disciplines here that are showcased exclusively at Poder Mania, hosted by Ed in San Antonio. You can follow them on the X for further details. Get your tickets today. There will be a link to the ticket site at Everbright in the description down below on my sub YouTube channel. As well as my sub YouTube channel, you will find a playlist exclusively for our interviews with Ed and the town of Poder Mania. So please, if you haven't already, follow and Fox 916 for more on that. And thank you for that, JJ. And as always, I thank you all for tuning in. If you do want to be part of Simply Predicting, whether on a panel or part of Predictions League, again, the brainchild of it is my Simple brand. So follow me if you choose. I am the Simple Man. Follow me at Fox 916 on the X and on YouTube. For I am nothing more but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling, damn it! Again, here I am the voice of the SRS for Griff All Things Wrestling. Whatever I can cover, I can cover. Whatever they want me to cover, I try and cover. And of course, whatever I can see to predict, I simply predict, as of course I run leagues for WWE, NXT, AEW, which starts up next month, and of course TNA, and we have of course GCW going on. And if ROH brings their shows in order, then we might do ROH as well. The next predicting, of course, for the brands goes as follows. Next time you see us, we'll be kicking off the NXT League with Vengeance Day. It'll probably be Thursday at 30 p.m. Standard Time that week, if not after NXT that week. Stay tuned further on that date. Following that, the following week, AEW kicks off with AEW Revolution. So the All Elite League comes back this year. See if anyone can beat me. And of course, that of course is All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view. So stay tuned for more on that. And of course, you know at WWE, the next time you see WWE PLE predicting will be for WrestleMania 42, headlined by CM Punk and Roman Reigns. That match is not changing. It will be 2 nights of City Predicting, 1 night for night 1, the other one for night 2. Further scheduling to be determined. And TNA, we have a Sacrifice, which is next on the TNA schedule. And of course, stay tuned to the Renegade of Wrestling JJ Williams. Keep up with GCW League. He'll keep you in tune for the next City Predicting regarding that. City Predicting, of course, continues forward through the calendar year for all the leagues. And that's all I got to say for now. Is, of course, the next time you see me, it will be Saturday covering the Elimination Chamber. Again, we will be going live about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned for more on that. And then following that, stay tuned for Saturday Shenanigans for that interview and the first Shenanigans to ensue, hosted by the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams. And also, please check out our GCW coverage and watch alongs as well. And if you haven't already, fill out the GCW form. It's also on the X. It's also at SR Studios 2024 as well. And follow the GCW collective. And that's all.
There's the double play this weekend, which the form is already out for.
Yes.
Next weekend is a triple shot.
Holy shit.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next weekend for GCW. So 3 shows, 1 form. It's going to be insanity, but it should probably look about like an AEW card.
Yeah, I figured about 5 matches each on each show.
5 to
based on the
6. Yeah,
announcing.
we've been lucky in getting 6 usually. So that's 6, 12, 18. That's a little more than an AEW show, but not by much. So
Nah,
it's not like we can't pull that off.
wouldn't be the first time I've done and built something like that. And again, we promoted the YouTube channel. So again, follow the Rage of Wrestling, Walter Cruz, always Mr. Reliable. Follow our Canadian friend Ash, just shout out Ash, our NJPW correspondent. And we will be covering NJPW The New Beginning. It will be Sunday evening. Stay tuned further for details regarding that. As of course, me and our Canadian friend Ash, we are Shinyan Pro Wrestling fans for life. There will also be a bracketology coming soon here for the New Japan Cup. Stay tuned for more on that exclusively at Barrier for Wrestling and the Superman's brand. And as I promoted earlier, from the Yellow Ranger to the Pink Ranger, follow Dattila when it's wrestling time at Rangers of Wrestling, as you see on the social medias there. And stay tuned when Ash and Dattila start their own little pop culture podcast. It should be a fun shenanigans situation. And as always, after a WPL lead, you can stay tuned for me and Papagino to break it down statistically with predictions post-mortem. So follow Papagino, as you see on the social medias and the YouTube right here. We'll be going live 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, following the Elimination Chamber, to give you the stats, the leaderboards, and the breakdown statistically as we look towards the road to WrestleMania. As simple as that. And that's all I got to say for now. But as always, I'd like to remind you, and we kind of echoed throughout the night too, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans of opinions of this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, no matter how much they annoy you, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much to everybody that's been along for another wild ride here, as always, and I moderate, and thank you y'all for tuning in. For the live or on demand, please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. To every channel, to our social media, to Pull Down Mania and San Antonio on the X, and to everything you heard tonight. And I hope that you all enjoy and continue to follow. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to know as vehicles on demand and the YouTube channels. I share the content, creativity, the passion, the madness, the booking that might go with or go against logic is not going to let up anytime soon, nor me removing myself from the seat for simply predicting, I assure you. But I think now, as it is 2:02 on Friday, here on the East Coast, I'm going to bid you all now a fine adieu. For the Rag Wrestling JJ Williams, for Arlene and Emmanuel Dominguez, for Charles Schultz, and for all of you that are fans of wrestling, predictions, or just these wild off-tangent conversations that allow it to persist, I thank you all once again. Until next time, we will literally see you in less than 48 hours for WWE and GCW. Make a positive impact in life, and have a good night. Thank you for tuning in to another wild edition of Sleepy Ditting as we head to Chicago for the Elimination Chamber. Have a good night, folks, and good luck to everybody that is simply predicting. Take care.
Better walk with Elijah.
Bye, bye, bye.
Walk with Elijah. Friggin' man avoided a guitar casket.
Enroll in Chase University.
No,
And believe in
Indeed.
Joe
believe in
Hendry.
Chase U. No, we don't believe in Chase U. Period. All right?
But believe in Joe Hendry.
JJ, you fucker! You friggin' fucker!
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Bloody hell, running dog, don't make running! I'm hitting the fucking button. Bye, folks.
Wayne Brady, I would like to roll number 3, the box.
And
Let's
well,
see
guess
what's in the
what?
box.
Zonk!
Does Wayne
No!
Brady got a choke a bitch?